I'm obese, shoot me in the belly.
Look at all the space I'm creating, everybody.
Bad monkey, bad monkey. Oh, you got you baited so hard. I don't think I can handle any more of this bot gameplay.
Spylo.
So, I can't help but notice that Black Dracon details his thought process. Now, the problem here initially is the fact that I didn't ask at all. And I certainly didn't ask you. Hey, Aiden, thanks for the sub, man. Holy cow, a year and a half, 26 months total. Thank you so much, Aiden. I really appreciate it, brother. Focus up in class. So first off, I didn't ask. I never will ask. I never would ask. But if you're talking about mileage about invertebrates, slugs, jellyfish, you know, I think that you're actually missing a really important one. If I really wanted to be calling people invertebrates, like brainless invertebrates, why would I not just call them Black Dracons? That's all. So you're thinking that too, but not enough people are familiar with that one? Yeah. It's not surprising. I hear he's offensive in a lot of ways. Smells off, so it's not a surprise. You are living proof that you can live without a brain, though? Yeah? Yeah. Okay. Let's roll. I don't even know what VODs we have today. What are we on the coaching queue? Zonal and House. So we're going to do some Masters Tracer, and we're going to do some, listen chat, Masters Tracer, fun, and Diamond Reinhardt. Remember that hero, guys? Remember that hero? Now, I listen, I know you guys, you peasants down in bronze, I know that you guys see Reinhardt probably all the time, but I, up here in the top, like Olympus up here, I don't see Reinhardt, like ever. Hardly ever. So I don't even remember the last time I reviewed a Reinhardt. It's been forever. And I think the last time I reviewed it was like Lightwave. So it's like, it's not only has it not been a long time, or it has been a long time, excuse me, it's been a long time. And the last time I reviewed it was absolute misery. So I'm expecting a lot of good things. Hardly Diamond, okay. Expired here, I mean, basically, yeah. So that's that sucks. But yeah, we're gonna get Zonal, Masters Tracer, some Diamond Reinhardt. We'll take some time to like explain the basics, but obviously with like a Masters Tracer, I'm expecting a little more. Like I'm expecting at least the basics to be hit on, at least accidentally. Are you gonna do Ask Spylo Day? That's a good question. No, probably not, because we've only got like 6 questions or 7 questions. So probably wait till we get a couple more. So again, if you guys have questions, like actually detailed questions you really want detailed answers on, for free, go into Ask Spylo in my Discord and ask there, because we'll do that stuff on stream on occasion. Hello, Miss Moon. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get rolling, I guess, here. Let me actually get the replay code session going. What? Hello. But, hello. Good to see AFK Noob. It's not that good. Also, good news is that in terms of Stream UI, so all the feedback that you guys gave like a month ago or several weeks ago is continuing to be processed. I've got some Baggins and one other guy working on some UI stuff. So for like Stream UI, so like let me kind of detail like what we're trying to change here. So this down, you can't even see it. So you see the back screen, right? Basically the back screen, Storm Pro Productions, the stupid Zen thing. We're looking to change the face cam to shrink it up a little bit, and we're looking to change and minimize and shrink up the base as well as fixing this. Like, look at this, chat. Like, this is when I try and do things, this is how it's done. You see this? Do you see this chat box? It doesn't even cover. Like, it's just sticking out. That's not how it's supposed to, that's not at all what's supposed to happen. But this is what happens when you let me near anything technological. Okay? It goes terribly, terribly wrong. Like Terminator, but with more death. So when do you expect to see the new? I mean, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. Hopefully next couple of weeks. After that, what probably the priority in the list of the feedback is content. I have a lot of ideas. You guys want to hear some of my ideas? What is Amari Pepper? Amari is my cat. Pepper is my wife. One is driving away, and one smells like cat litter. Can you guess which one? There's a joke in there somewhere. But yeah. I don't know where Pepper. I don't know where Mamari is. But no, not first. So here's what we got actually. So, couple of ideas. So the big thing with the feedback is that you guys are all like, when you want to see doing like workouts and stuff, like that'd be pretty cool. Like get like another camera, like a body camera, like go, you know, I'm not gonna do like an hour-long workout or whatever, but like talk about some health and stuff. I did the ranked thing, right? Remember I grinded ranked? You guys wanted more of that. Like I talked about my mental, my focus, my improvement, my replay review. Play another competitive game and like apply what I've learned from here onto there. Sub viewer games. Now we've done kind of like scuffed quick play at the end, and that's fun. But I like to have that like scheduled out a little bit more down the road. Owl analysis, but I've already talked about the owl analysis that we're gonna be doing, where we like shred an Overwatch League team and expose them and basically say like give a scouting report. But again, there's nothing we can really do there. Obviously interviews, pro VOD reviews. You know, more collaborations, fail content / cringe. But I had a couple of good ideas the other night. Where is it? So you guys are about to get the leaks of what I probably will be working on in the future. So, hello? It's like loading. I have like this, okay, here we go. Basically a concept video I might be doing. I don't know if I'm going to be doing it in stream or not, but basically the concept is why player-led teams work in tier 2 and below. Why do they work so well? Because like Overwatch League, everyone's got a coach, but why is it that in tier 2, a lot of times some of the best teams are player led? They don't even have a coaching staff, or if they do, the coaching staff is just a bunch of AFK bots. And like American Tornado, okay, are we good? Okay, we dropped a little bit there. Give me a second, chat. I actually have to check. Why? Because we just dropped frames for a second. I'm getting paranoid. I don't want this to happen again. Okay, we'll continue recording, but I'm cautious. Okay, Team Doge, American Tornado, Obey Alliance, Team Odyssey over in NA Contenders. All of those are very clearly player-led teams. So like why were they so successful? Because like I just listed some of the best things, and it's easy to say, okay, they just happen to be the best players, and obviously that's a factor. Like I think you look at somebody like American Tornado, they're like the best in role in like their class across the entire region. But there's a lot of teams that like they find more success than they should. So we'll talk about that, because I think it's because the importance of it is not just applicable and encouraging to player-led teams, but even if you're just playing the game, you can learn a lot about like why those guys do so well, and as a coach, what you can do about it. In other words, what can you take from player-led teams to apply if you're coaching a team to make your team more successful. Another option I had was what makes a meta series. So basically we go over and explain why is a composition meta? What makes a meta? In other words, what made GOATs? Why was GOATs a thing? Why did double shield happen? Why did the recent meta happen? Basically, we basically say what makes a meta, and I'll give you a little tidbit here. Is it's usually a lot of you guys have heard me say this before. It's usually driven by a couple heroes. It's driven by a couple heroes, and then you find heroes that synergize well with that hero. So we kind of figure that out. And then lastly, we do similarly solving the meta series. In other words, once Overwatch League, etc. starts, we're going to see what they're playing, and we're going to figure out why they're playing it and how it plays. So I asked you guys for some double bubble videos, and I ended up like getting a couple. So I want to like figure out like how is double bubble played, because there's a couple of videos out there, and I think they're relatively well done, but they didn't go near enough detail that I would like them have to. So I would love to do that myself, and basically just so you guys know exactly what to look for, and etc. But the challenge here is going to be obviously because I'm not coaching anymore. At least I'm not coaching teams. So basically, like my goal is like, can I figure out what's going on from an outside perspective, right? That's going to be the challenge. I don't want to be the out of touch, content creator that just is like, like a talking head, but doesn't actually know really why or what's going on. Could you name the people that didn't go in enough detail? No, I'm not naming people. Like, again, my goal is that, like, I think everybody, their VODs just, like, everybody's content when it came to double bubble analysis was good. It just didn't like. I would just love to like see a more like TLDR of the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Hayes, yeah, I liked Hayes' video. Hayes was good. I just would like to see my approach on it. You know? Already expired? I don't know. See, that's the thing is I don't know if it's expired or not. I have no idea. But okay, we're gonna get rolling. So VOD review time, starting off with Tracer. And we've done a lot of Tracer recently, but I had an epiphany the other day. An epiphany, because there was a Q&A from somebody we had coached recently, and basically asking like, you know, what if you could, if even if ignoring my VOD, like in the future, what 2 things should I really be looking at with my Tracer? And I said, you know, positioning and timing, yada, 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 of course. But the big thing I said is the reason why positioning and timing is so important with Tracer is because she's like, in a lot of ways, she is like it's coincidental that she's Overwatch's poster hero because she's the hero where the positioning and timing really matters the most. Like, she is the quintessential positioning and timing hero, right? So I was like, oh wow, like if you think about it, like every hero needs that, but like Tracer needs it more than others because she gets punished or does nothing a lot worse. She has less poke. She has more mobility, so that kind of stuff is a lot more I know I said the line. Would this be a good time to roast her highlight? Not now, because I'm about to start a VOD, but between VODs, sure. So, this is Zonal. Zonal, how old are you? $14, okay. So the question is Zonal going to need his pacifier now or later? And does he need his blankie, his security blanket? Because I have a feeling that he might need it by the time this review is done. Okay. Okay. Yeah. This is Masters and this is scrims as well. In case you guys couldn't see from the Seda scrim. In other words, they have some of the stats on the side. We're not going to be paying attention to stats too much at all. However, we're going to be paying attention to exactly what our Tracer is doing and what the role is in the composition. Now, it's funny that we should mention double bubble and meta, because once you get into scrimmages, especially higher rank scrimmages, which this is, you know, masters, low masters, so it counts. Meta does matter, right? You always look at meta as like the most effective tactical advantage, but it's not really. It's just like, what is the macro best composition right now, at least as far as people know. And it matters more in higher ranks because player skill at individual heroes definitely matters, but playing the best heroes has a bigger and bigger and bigger impact as players get more and more clean with their execution. So we're looking at the your composition. You're playing Ana Brig, Sombra Tracer, Zarya Brig. It's like a hybrid dive brawl composition with the Brig Zarya Ana kind of fundamentally more brawly style heroes, and the Sombra Tracer Winston more divey style heroes. And we look at the enemy composition, and it's raw brawl. Now this is where it gets really important, chat, because this is where people get exposed for not understanding dive. So you guys are going to get a sneak peek into some compositional analysis. I'm not going to go super detailed here, but what do I mean by that? People don't really understand dive because what can you not do into this composition? Can you just jump in all at once at the same time into this composition over here? Is that going to work? Yeah, 2-inch press. Is that going to work? In other words, can you just jump in and dive Moira, Reaver, Ryan? No, you can't. You can't. Like, you can, but you're going to die instantaneously. So remember why dive works. People have this mindset that dive... Okay, here's a sound bite for you guys. Dive isn't about jumping on squishies all at the same time. It's about getting to the... It's about taking away the map with extremely mobile heroes. In other words... As Sombra, you can go anywhere at any time. As Tracer, you can go anywhere at any time. As Monkey, you can go anywhere at any time. And what that means is, like, let's say this Brawl comp is here, right? Brawl comp is here. And they send the Reaper on a flank, and he's going to flank around behind you guys. But he runs into Sombra and Tracer. What does that Reaper have to do? Reaper has to run away and go back to his team, okay? And D.Va's on high ground, right? Except D.Va gets jumped by Monkey and hacked by Sombra. Okay, so D.Va has to go back to her team. And same thing with Lucio, and same thing with their Sombra. Like, their Sombra doesn't have Harmony Orb, or Ana Pocket, or Armor Pack, right? And she is only herself. She doesn't have tracer help or, or monkey help or bubble health, right? Or help, excuse me. So she ends up having to play, like, she either has to stay invis for longer or she has to play a little bit more conservatively. So you see how, like, the mobility / range of this dive composition allows him to, like, 3v1 or 2v1 people on off angles. Do you see what I'm saying? So in other words, the Sombra, Reaper, D.Va, if any of them split, they run into a bunch of mobile heroes on your team. So what ends up happening is the Brawl comp, even though they would like to take like an angle with their Sombra, with the Reaper, with the D.Va, they generally have to clump up more. Now, chat, what happens when you clump up more on a macro level? Ignore the composition. What happens when you clump up more? You start taking more what? Zero map control means you lose space. Okay, which means what? Don't just pair it. Okay, I already said that. You lose space. So what happens as a result of that? You take more damage. Exactly. So you end up, you make that Sombra go back to her team, you make the Reaper go back to her team, make the D.Va play more aggressively. Okay, so now what can your Sombra do? Your Sombra can just sit AFK here with armor pack and just hold down mouse 1. And what are you gonna do about it? You're gonna try and hack her? Good luck with that. Good luck following up with that. Your Sombra's because instantly the Tracer's there, right? She's gonna get bubbles, she's gonna armor back. It's not gonna happen. So what ends up happening is the Brawl comp ends up taking more damage. Now, you're not running a comp with a lot of spam, right? You're running, Winston, Tracer, but there is damage. Your Sombra can take any position that she wants to put out damage. Your Ana can take high ground, she's not gonna get pressured at all, basically. Okay? Your Monkey can take, and another thing too is it makes it easier for you to stage dives too. So when you do want to go for that dive play style where you jump all in, well, your Monkey doesn't have to just jump in from main. He can, take high ground with his Sombra, because who's gonna stop him? Not Reaper, not D.Va, not when you have Ana and Brig and Sombra and Tracer. And then he can just drop and not use his jump, which allows him to play more aggressively, right? Look at your Tracer. Your Tracer can permanently poke from off angle without being threatened by anything. So Brawl will lose, or should lose, the map, should clump up because they have to, but then they're going to get poked out and slowly bled to death by a Winston that can engage more aggressively, a Sombra that can position wherever she wants, a Tracer who can position wherever she wants, and, Zarya spam as well, which eventually, hopefully, will add up. So Brawl can only play it slow if they have resources, which they'll eventually lose, or if they're not taking damage. In other words, if Brawl can hide in here and just avoid taking damage, that's great. But eventually you're going to touch point and Brawl's going to have to go out. And once Brawl goes out, then they start getting spammed. And then they start bleeding out little bit by little bit by little bit. Which is why with Brawl, a lot of time, you'll see them like hide, similar to Goats, and then try and explode out and try and kill the Zarya and all. Because they can't stay. They can't stay AFK. Like, this team doesn't have a lot of spam damage, but because of the positions that they'll be able to take, because they're more mobile, they will eventually bleed out. In other words, dive is about using your mobility to take positions that allow you to do more damage. You hear me? Dive is about using mobile heroes to allow you to take different spots in the map, all the angles, all the flanks, so that eventually you bleed out the enemy team. And that's why heroes like Echo have been so strong against Brawl, because she can take those angles like a Sombra, like a Tracer. She can go anywhere in the map, and she has high spam damage. So she's got her cake and she eats it too. Does a dive have to play slow and patient in order for the Brawl to bleed? Yes, until ultimates come online. Until ultimates come online, or maybe if they win the first fight and Brawl like retakes on main. Well, if they retake on main, dive is already set up, right? They can have somebody here, they can have somebody here. So maybe they already have their angle set up. So dive has to play it slow to set up their map control and then to bleed the enemy team out. Because here's the idea, House. Who has poke on enemy red? Who can poke? Sombra, a little bit. But that's it. Like, who could poke on Team Red? There's just no damage at all, at range, at all. Now, if you ran a McCree, different story. But the trade-off with McCree is that, yeah, you can poke and hold map control a little better, but that means things like Zarya and Ana are less scared, and you're also squishier to dive. Like there's no way. Because remember, chat, remember we talked about like angles and flanks? Remember the Torb review where we talked about why Torb's contribution to map control is generally like only around his turret because he doesn't have range and he doesn't have mobility, right? So you look at this comp and there is no range at all. So they have no poke damage to spam out angles, and their mobility is extremely limited to just their core. Like they have TP, but that's about it. Is that way a poke hero like Pharah would be better against Brawl? Yeah, so the reason why Pharah is so good against Brawl is not just because she's high damage, chat, but what else about Pharah is really good against Brawl? Using the logic that we just used, why is Pharah so good against Brawl? It's not just the damage. Well, she's in the air, which allows her to do what? Right. She can go wherever she wants. She can, like we talked about, like setting up angle. Well, Pharah doesn't even need to set up an angle. She just presses W and just goes over here, and now she's on an angle, right? So there's the setup for Pharah is like it's just cheap. It's instantly you're just instantly wherever you want to be. So, and to an extent, that's why Sombra is good into Brawl as well. EMP, of course, but you know, okay. So I guess we've kind of like set the stage well enough compositionally wise. I think. So what is Zonal's job here? What is Zonal's job? Because you look at this and Zonal's like, man, I don't want to play Tracer into this. Tracer sucks. Like, so dive equals map control. Yeah, it's the best composition at map control by far. Because they can instantly contest any angle. Now you're running Zarya, you know, who's a little immobile. So if you had a D.Va, you'd be way more mobile. But, you know, you trade off that because you're like, hey, I want bubble control so my monkey can play more aggressive. I want grab instead of D.Va bomb, etc. So what is pressure from an angle? Exactly. So Tracer's job here is literally to just press mouse 1 from an angle. Now, whether she's pressuring Moira or Lucio or Reaper or Ryan or D.Va or Sombra, it doesn't really matter. I think your priority would be to get the Sombra to play with her team and get the Reaper and the D.Va to play with their team, and then you can start pressuring their core. So fight for map control first. But it's like there really isn't any good squishy target for you to pressure, right? So your job is just to put as much pressure as possible, force Moira Spray, force Matrix, force Heal Orb, force maybe Ryan to shield your way, force Shift, force the Sombra to play more conservatively, force Amp, force Boot, force Lucio attention, like force as much as you can so that the other heroes in your team can do more as well. And they'll be doing the same thing. Like the Sombra will try and maybe open up opportunities for you. The reason why Tracer in this isn't always great is because your pressure isn't very high because there's a lot of these heroes that aren't squishy at all, so you don't really bait a lot of attention. And obviously, Pulse Bomb is very difficult to get value out of here. You've got Lucio, Moira, Reaper, so mobility, Fade, Reinhardt, who's 550 HP and armored, D.Va, who can Matrix it, and then Sombra, who's obviously nearly impossible to stick. Right, so there's no Pulse Bomb has very low value against this composition, and probably will be looking more to stick Reinhardt more than anybody else, just to force resources on him. So Tracer 76 is a good way of describing it. The difference between Tracer and Soldier here is obviously that Tracer can play more aggressively without getting run down. And obviously, I would even say Visor might even be worse than Pulse Bomb into this composition. So yeah, so like set up an angle, help your team clear out map control. And then there you go. Now, you don't know what composition that they're running out on. The problem here I already see is that you guys are rolling out low ground, which means that if they are on Brawl, you've given them an early win condition of just rushing you before you guys set up your angle pressure. Which is why if you know that they're Brawl or there's a risk of Brawl, you always roll out a high ground until you see that they're not on Brawl, and then you can drop in contest cage. So now we focus on our Tracer, though. So I already don't love this. Because what's the problem here, chat? Because what's the problem? Like, besides the fact that we just eat a fire strike, what's the issue here? What's the major issue here? I mean, we just talked about this. You're not flanking, right? You don't have any way of controlling map control. Like, the thing is, it's not just you flank because map control. You flank because map control allows you to do more damage. Like, look at the situation right here. How much damage can you do here? You can do nothing. You're squishy, you're going to get spammed, you're going to end up shooting range shield. And meanwhile, look at what's actually happened to you guys. You guys have let Sombra come all the way around here. Now, I don't know, I mean, she's invisible, so it's not like you can stop that entirely, but, like, this is problematic. You're not going to beat this composition like this. Do you see this? They're going to press mouse 1 at you, and you're going to lose. So, I would actually expect you guys to lose this fight in something, unless the enemy team chokes us up remarkably. Because even though you guys didn't die there, you guys just haven't set up your angles. So the enemy team is taking no pressure at all, and you guys are in a really awkward spot. Do you see this? And that's what happens. So now, a lot of the times when we review team VODs, they are a little bit more tricky to coach individually because there's a lot of team stuff going on that we expect. It's ironically easier to coach individuals over rank than it is over teams. But we can still see that your contribution to this team fight was complete nil. Like, you literally did absolutely nothing because you were not set up properly from the very get-go. So we don't worry about mechanics or whatever right now anyway. But you weren't playing the game. You did nothing. You did absolutely nothing. And again, we talk about this composition. You can't do a whole lot. But if you're going to play this hero, at least do what you're good at. Okay, so you go far up. Is this your mini? Okay, so oh, please just grab the mini. Please just grab the mini. Please don't distract your Ana mid-fight. Okay, so really quick chat. Really quick. What do we think about this? What do we think about this duel right here? Again, I want you to take this from, this is what your job is as Tracer. We know what your job is as Tracer. Is this what you want to be doing? Does this fit the archetype of what your job is in this composition? Ignore the matchup for right now. Ignore, like, I don't know whose health pack back, whatever, you know. First fight concept reworked in? Yeah, maybe. The problem is with the first fight concepts is I ran out of concepts. Unironically. Hey, Baggins. Now what? I don't know now what. 3 years, 4 years, 12 years? So, I actually disagree. I think this is fine. Because remember, your job as Tracer is to apply pressure and clear out map control. And the idea is that you are playing a hero that's very good at duels. So if you don't run into anybody on the angle, okay, great. Then you keep going and then you just shoot Reinhardt and D.Va in the back. But if you do run into a D.Va or a Reaper or a Sombra, take the duel because you will beat all of them. And what that will force them to do is force them to run back to their team. And if they run back to their team, then they're not threatening your team and you're able to threaten them more. So my problem here fundamentally is not that you're dueling Sombra. My problem here is mechanical, way too many melees, right? So we actually get to step away from like your compositional role and focus on the micro. Because right here, melee, 8 bullets in. You clip, you blink melee again. Now chat, what's the problem with blink melees? And you blink melee again. What's the problem with blink melees used in this level of frequency? So now we get to actually go into a little bit of the micro, which you guys are not used to me doing. What's the problem here? Even with Sombra, I'm not sure. If you're good enough, yes. This Tracer is good enough to beat the Sombra. But she just choked. Yes, it's a significant reduction in DPS. So when do you use blink melees, chat? When do you use them? The finished kill. Exactly. Another point as well from Ioke was taken is that you're burning your blinks that you need to get out, right? Exactly. You could just be using pillar here and blinking this way and, you know, and then go from there. So it's a significant DPS reduction. Like with this mini, you're not going to kill her with blink melees. You only use it to finish the kill because it's that burst damage. It's like the melee punch with Winston, right? It's the same thing. You use them for an initial burst damage through armor or to finish a kill. That's the only time you use them. Otherwise, it's a DPS drop off or it's the exact same, right? With the exception with Winston is you can save you can save ammo, but whatever. With Tracer, like all you've done here is like look at what have you done in those 2 seconds. So you pressure Reaper out, well done. You're on the Sombra. You blink to cancel hack, and now no damage, no damage, no damage, no damage, no damage, no damage, and recall's forced. So we're not even talking about your tracking or your trigger discipline, just the fact that you're blink meleeing like a complete bot, and you've done no damage, and you've got burned 2 blinks, and you got your recall forced because you were blink meleeing so much. Like right there, totally fine to blink melee that. Like she was so close, but now I actually really don't like you running away here too. Like look at her HP, man. You literally run away when she's like 10 HP. How much HP was she when you ran away? 14. You ran away with 14 HP. 14. That's as old as you are. That's like the lowest number possible. You can't get any younger or more stupid, as we've seen here. So You had an advantage here. You ran away from the advantage, but you would have had an even greater advantage if you not treated this like a complete ape and blink melee 24 million times in a row. So, you know, congratulations. You're trash. And then the best part about this is you unironically run back to your Ana instead of the mini health pack who's right here. And like, I need healing. You guys have lost this because as much as you have done well initially there, you just it's like having the right concept. It's like saying, guys, I need to drive safely. And so you drive with your feet because you think that you'll have better control of your feet. It's like, no, right idea, but that's not the right conclusion. And like, look at what's, oh my gosh. This is like vaudeville, man. Like, this isn't real life. This is like those 1930s, like, whoa. I'm full expecting you to slip in a banana peel exiting spawn doors. Like, this isn't real gameplay, right? Like, this is a big, like, you guys took like hours staging this with the enemy team just for funny laughs, right? You have to be joking me. Like, you're kidding, right? Yeah, the irony there is if he had meleeed one more time, you'd have actually won. But, you know, why melee when you need to? Jeez. You managed both of these teams? Okay. No. Again, we're gonna go at the micro. So macro here is the, you know, so what's the macro? Okay, so let's break this down macro and micro. Macro is this fight turnable right now? Probably. Probably not. What do you guys think? Hey kitty. My cat wants to EAT, but you can't yet. Not really. Like, maybe you could get a really big stick here, but I'm not a fan. Like, it's not just that your monkey's dead, your brig is dead too. So a lot of is your brig dead? No, you're running Mercy. I'm a bot. Okay, so maybe it's turnable. Okay, so I messed up. So there are 5 members of your team. Maybe it is turnable if you land a stick here. Maybe, right? But it's got to be a really, really good stick. And even then, it's not guaranteed. So let's not focus too much on the macro. Fight was maybe winnable. But what I do have to pick on is the micro. In chat, what's the problem with the micro? What's the issue with this? Like, any diva worth her salt is going to eat this. Like, there's telegraphed pulses, and then there's, I'm going to take out an hour-long documentary just to warn you that a pulse bomb is coming in, like, 61 minutes. Like, you are blinking directly in front of the diva into her team without actually even seeing Matrix being used. So I'm not sure if this diva is just like having a, like, yeah, she's just slow. If you're gonna go for a pulse bomb here, either it needs to be, like, you need to at least have the audacity, like the dignity to come at it from not the middle of the enemy team, or to like force Matrix first. With a side of grandiose narcissism. Imagine only having a side of grandiose narcissism. It's the main course. Okay? But yeah, this is just horrendous in multiple levels, so. I would say congrats, you've embarrassed your friends and family, but that's assuming they haven't disowned you already, which at this point is highly likely. Like, you see right there, like that's if you pulse bomb there, it gets eaten. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you have to be sneaky with your pulse bombs. You gotta you gotta like set up properly and then like bait Matrix or just go in and stick. You gotta grab in this map, but you don't remember? Okay. And again here, like what are you doing? What on earth are you doing here? Is this are you playing Reaper here? Like, what's the deal? Like, even Reaper uses Ingles more than you do. Because like, again, right now the goal should be she needs to go. She needs to go. Or if she or you need to put pressure here. You know what I'm saying? You don't walk into a Reinhardt. Like, no wonder you're a Fire Strike magnet. You know, it's like walking on broken glass and be like, ow, my feet hurt. Well, duh. Like, look at what you're doing. Okay, good kill. Actually, you know what? I take that back. Was the Reinhardt actually low? I just missed that. I don't know why you blinked back. But yeah, so you just go in for the Reinhardt kill. Totally fine. Totally fine. So I take that back entirely. But now, yeah, now this is where you need to be. This is where you need to be. Okay. How many, like, I'm just expecting you to, like, blink melee the diva to death. Here it comes. Oh, welcome to the Narcissism Show with the side of coaching. Thank you. Come on, man. I put way too much effort into this. Okay, so, chat. This is where, you know, this is where you do crap. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at the pressure you're putting here. Like, this is actually really good. Missile this down. Look at that. Reaper has the Wraith. Oh, please don't blink melee. Now he's dead. Nice. Please stop with the blink melees, dude. It's like actually cringe. Okay, was there a reason to blink melee that? No, there wasn't. Like you had like. Well, let me look back. I'm being nitpicky here because it feels like you just have like this awkward habit. Yeah, it's like just, I don't know. Some of it's fine, but I don't know. It's like you're turning me off to the entire idea of blink melees, bad or good, because you're just doing it at such a rapid rate. It's like giving me like epilepsy. Like what is this? Okay. So this is where a lot of tracers can get caught in the trap of pressuring now. Now what you have to be careful about is, again, you got to be like thinking kill box here, right? Like positioning isn't just angle flank, it's angle flank where your team is actually taking the fight. So I look at this here, and yes, your Pharah's going to put pressure early because she's not going to get punished. She's not going to get her cooldowns first. But you look at your Zarya, Ana, and really the most dangerous place for the enemy team to be is here. And so that's where you want to be putting pressure here. Now you can put pressure a little early, but you just can't get your blinks or recall forced. So the idea here is that the most important thing is you can shoot, but you cannot get take damage, and you cannot get your blinks forced, right? So you're not even showing, which is fine. Okay, so this is what we talked about here. So this is super telegraphed again, but at least you're doing it right. Okay? This is like the world's worst cook. Just knows nothing about burning food or anything, but they just follow directions, and so good things happen. So like the problem here is, again, that you're like doing these triple blink engages, right? If this diva wasn't completely stone deaf, she would have eaten this again. But at least you're not doing it from like mid front line, and you're actually coming from the back, so there's other things the diva has to look at, right? The Pharah's nanoed, so she's got stuff to look at. In addition, you actually clump and you stick. Now I think you stuck... Yeah, you stuck the Reinhardt, which I 100% think is the play. Like we talked about, everything else has a shift ability, or, you know, like the 350 damage. Isn't it 350 damage? Yeah. Yes, or it's 300 damage, whatever. Like that's like, even if you don't get the kill on the Lucio here, look what your pulse bomb did. Like, look at this Rein and Diva's HP. You know, look at the Reaper Wraith. That's you. It's all you. So you take that, and your team can actually follow up off of it because you timed it fairly well. It was maybe a little early, but because you nano Pharah, I think it was fine. In other words, I'm not like, this is hard for your Ana and Zarya to follow up of, but because you already nanoed your Pharah, then I guess it's good to just go. You know, I would prefer if you guys had nanoed Pharah and pulse bombed like here, right? There's a little more follow up here, but fine. Okay, little telegraph, triple blinking in is, you know, not exactly recommended, but cheers. Please stop saying hey duck. I really don't like ducks. Tree Fitty. What's the target part? You're looking like mid fights since you can't dive in solo kill. Okay, so here's the thing. This is where it gets really jiving, man. As in like really difficult, okay? What is a target priority, chat? What's the awkward thing about the target priority? We already talked about how these guys aren't really squishy. Right? So these guys aren't really squishy, so there's no like target priority that you can just instantly focus 24/7. Right? The other thing we have to talk about is, remember we prioritize whoever's split. Like we want these guys, like again, the Tracer Shepherd, that whole trope, it's true. You need to force Sombra if you can see her, Diva if she's split, Reaper if he's split, they need to clump. You make them clump, right? The other thing, what is unusual about Sombra and Reaper and Moira and Lucio to an extent? What is unusual about all of those heroes and their cooldowns? To a lesser extent Lucio, but Moira, Sombra, Reaper specifically. Can cancel pulse? How? Because we're not even talking. We're not talking about pulse right now. We're talking about mid-fight target priority. Right. Fade, Trojan's locator, exactly. They all have defensive cooldowns. So in terms of who you should be pressuring, always prioritize, you know, who's low, who your team is calling, who's split, right? But if you have an opportunity to make it pick and choose, you're going to pick the Moira without Fade. You're going to pick the Reaper without Wraith. You're going to pick the Sombra without Translocator. And the thing about those heroes as well is if they're at all split, you focus them because you want to force those shifts. Because here's the thing. If you force Reaper Wraith, because he's split a little bit, you may not be able to dive him, right? He might get healed up again. But it does mean that he has to play very careful afterwards. So a lot of time heroes with defensive cooldowns, it's a blessing and a curse because they have the defensive cooldown, but also, you know, if you force that cooldown, they have to play like betas the rest of until they get it again. So forcing Reaper Wraith, even if you don't kill the Reaper, is a great way to reduce the amount of damage that they can do. Forcing Sombra Translocator takes her out of the fight. Forcing Moira Fade means the Moira has to play really cautious and probably will have to use Heal Orb, right? That's what you want. So a lot of your target priority, it is legitimately 100% situational. There is no even real hierarchy. Clear angles. Clear angles, play Shepherd, and look to force or punish defensive cooldowns. But it's like honestly one of the few comps where there is no target priority. Because if you introduce a McCree, you know, that becomes a little bit more attractive. If you introduce an Ana, that becomes bullying her becomes more attractive. If you introduce, you know, even like a Sigma, like that's another target that's a little bit more attractive for a Tracer. But right now, like there's just nobody in the enemy team that you can just like bingo kill dead. What does Monkey do against that comp? Yeah, Monkey's like looking. Okay, so what Monkey can do is Monkey could have like it would help his Sombra Tracer ball like clear out an angle. In other words, like there's a Reaper up here. Okay, we're gonna bully that Reaper away, or the Sombra, right? And so he's another flanking mobile hero that can help that out. But and then what Monkey is really good at is as the Brawl comp walks through a choke, because remember they're clumped because of the Sombra Tracer, right? The Monkey will drop on them with bubble, Zarya bubble, get a lot of energy for his Zarya, and then bubble again with his bubble and get like 6-man cleave. So like Tracer, he's not really great in the like individual, like he's not like he's gonna farm people squishies, but he puts immense Tracer on a blob. Like he's just he's like a, let's put it this way. It'd be like a chemical weapon used in Normandy if it gave everybody a mild cold. Like in a headache on the Germans. Okay? We're not gonna, right? He's not really butchering anybody. He's not like, it's not like some horrendous toxic fume. It's just a serious annoyance to everybody at the same time. And he benefits from that because he's mobile, because he can drop in anywhere, because he's unpunishable if he's playing properly, because he can always just jump away. So it's like just a global effectiveness boost to everything else. Because he'll, you know, it's like he'll do like 100 damage to every single target. You know what I'm saying? Would you say it's more value to shoot the squishy and bully them or help them with damage or focus rate? It like you look at this situation here, and I don't really see squishies. So generally, probably focus target priority. But again here, so this is something I actually talked about with Anima or Black Decron in chat earlier, because he was typing up his. By the way, chat, you should check out that Reddit post. I'm gonna share that Reddit post. It's really good. Careful, kitty. Anima made a really good post about communication. Where is it? And it actually brings up something that I want to talk about. So check this out. So the concept that I talked about with Anima about was like how target focus is good in mid-fight because you can clean up fights really fast and prevent them from clutching. But early fight, you don't have to worry a ton about target priority. Like, I think that's good, or target focus, excuse me. But it's more, like, the more important thing is to get everybody shooting at the same time and doing stuff at the same time, and then worry about target focus. You know what I'm saying? Like, the goal here should be have Pharah's shooting, Tracer's on an angle, Ana's looking for a nade, Zarya's right-clicking and bubbling, Ball is slamming / booping. If they're all shooting different targets, that's not amazing, but at least they're putting global pressure, and something will die as a result. Something will die. A lot of teams put emphasis on target focus when they should be putting priority on timing instead. So with our Tracer, if she's shooting the D.Va and the Pharah is shooting the Moira, it's okay as long as they're doing it at the same time. That's the priority. So I don't want to get too distracted though, because we need to focus on the review. Okay. So again here, like if we look, what's the issue? Well, not the issue, but like we have to be a little concerned here, just a little bit, because if I look at what just happened here, I see ball rolling through. Be very careful. Well, okay, Reaper TP, so just be careful. But you want to be like looking to apply pressure at the same time, right? So right now is when we apply pressure. So let's see what happens. We really got to stop these blink melees. We really have to stop these blink melees. So I know why you blink melee. Well, and actually, no, I don't. You don't get any credit. You get 0. You get less than nothing. I wish curses upon you and your family. Okay, this is worthless. This is worthless. Remember, what is your job as Tracer in this composition? Right? I don't need an answer typed up. You already know. I've said it a million times. So why are you in the middle of the enemy team? The only time where I could see maybe this is acceptable if there's somebody like it's like literally 1 HP and you're gonna finish them off and get out quickly. Right, clearing flanks, and then not just clearing flanks, but then once you get the flank, just press mouse 1. Oh, somebody's low. Boom, and then back out again. Right? But you cannot sit here because this is what happens. This is what happens. This could be a Reaper shot, or a Lucio boop, or a Reinhardt swing, or a a manual hack, or D.Va putting them. It doesn't matter because either you die here or you get your cooldowns forced, and then you have to play defensive. You don't want to play defensive now. You want to be literally sitting here and mashing mouse 1 over and over and over again into the enemy's butt cheeks, over and over and over and over again. Death from a million bee stings, and now you're probably dead. And you're completely removing your effectiveness because you blinked me. Because even if you don't get the kill here, this is going to force your recall, almost certainly. You see this? You would almost certainly have to recall. You don't want to recall here. Why would you force your recall for 30 extra damage? Live here, mouse 1 over and over and over again. This is unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. And now you're dead. You should die. Yeah, you died. I couldn't remember. But yeah, this is just unacceptable. So I don't know if it's you're prioritizing blink melee too much or you don't understand your role well enough, because one or the other is happening. Either you think blink melee is so important that you do it too much, or you're just in the habit, or you're just literally not aware that that's what you should be even thinking about in terms of angle pressure. So we're gonna bring up both, and hopefully you know the difference. So in other words, is it just you guys, you're just in the habit of blink meleeing way too much, you need to break the habit, but you understand your job? Or is it, I don't understand my job, so I'm just blink meleeing because I think it's good? Or maybe it's both. When did you grab? I don't know. Zarya is a weird hero to play in this composition. Not saying she's bad, because if you're playing it, because D.Va's not going to do much better, but she's tricky. She's really tricky to play in this comp. Because you have to find the balance between doing something and feeding. Okay, now chat, this is what we want to see. Now, we have to be careful to not get here too early, but I think we're on time. Zarya is taking space like forward. Ball set up. Your Pharah is aggressing. This is well timed. Now, our target priority is what, chat? Just to make sure that, the last time I asked this question, at least and sit here and wait. What's our target priority here? Sombra, yes, exactly. You need to get rid of the Sombra. If you get rid of Sombra, your pharmacy is a lot more free. And you are more free, right? So you can go in deep. So get rid of Sombra. You can win this. You can win this matchup. And if they turn around and pocket Sombra, you're totally happy with that. Get out, survive, get health back, go back in. Because all of the resources they put into Sombra, they're not putting into your ball. They're not putting in your pharmacy. They're not putting in your Zarya. They're not putting in your Mercy. They're not. I already said Mercy, but pharmacy. And they're not putting in your Ana. Like, look at how free your ball's gonna be now. And you're good at this. The reason you play Tracer is because you're good at this matchup. Oh my gosh, you and Fire Strikes, man. Like, what is the deal? All right, so let's look at this from a mechanical standpoint, though. So we've looked at it. So again with the melees, it just seems like she's just honestly outtracks you here. Like you look really, really, really clunky here. She completely outtracks you. And then you melee again. But you did force translocator, and you know, look at this, look at this. So like mechanically, you scuffed it. For sure. You scuffed it for sure. The melee plus lack of tracking, but do you see what you did? You see what you enabled? Hey, Soko. Yeah, he did the Shepherd thing. Exactly. Exactly. You did it exactly. You forced Sombra Translocator, so now she has to set up all that crap all over again. And look at the entire enemy team. Look at that. Look, all of them the peel. Right. And look at the space that you guys get. Now your Kazari can do stuff. Your Ball can engage for free. Your Pharmacy literally just walked out in the open with nobody shooting her. And your Ana's able to rotate too. And what did that cost? Recall. And you really didn't even risk your life that much. I mean, you ate a Fire Strike. Unlucky. But you didn't really risk your life doing that. So... nice. Good job. Now set back up again. You have to play carefully. But go back. It's a little slow. What's going on? There you go. And then now you're back. Now, target priority here. Usually, remember. Also, another thing about target priority is it like results from good positioning. So, where do you think our Tracer should be playing, chat? Where should our Tracer be positioning? From where, considering where she came from, where should she go? Cotton Eye Joe. Cage. Why Cage? Yeah, why is limiting the enemy's map control and rank just not enough? Oh, it's enough. It's just a little bit harder to do. And you have to understand that I'm simplifying this immensely in terms of execution. I'm not simplifying the concept. The concept is this simple. The problem is actually doing it in an actual game without perfect scouting like I have and without thinking about mechanics and like the panic and the communication. It's very easy for me to pause and give you a good answer. But in the middle of the game, it's a lot harder. So don't worry if you look at this and you're like, man, I know how to play Tracer. And you go into a ranked and you're like, it's completely scuffed. It's okay. It's a skill. Knowing it isn't good enough. You have to know it and apply it. Yeah, so you're like, yeah, exactly. I don't want you going back here. I want you clearing this out. Kill the Reaper, force Reaper to play hyper defensive, force Sombra to come back and start shooting you too. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously the mini health pack is pretty annoying here, but I don't even think it's enough to justify you going to shoot Rein. And you can see here how absurd you're gonna have to position to do any damage to Rein at all. Because like he's so far away, and you're gonna have to like walk in the middle of the enemy team to shoot Rein. Again, you don't want to do that. I would rather deal with a mini health pack than put yourself in a bad position. And like the way you're engaging here is so weird. Do you see this? Like it's like you're like you're like an 85-year-old grandma like crossing some super highway. You know what I'm saying? Like no, play outside. And look what else. You know, hey, look at that translocator, free kill. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of did your job there. Please. Why do you do this? Why do you do this to me? Why do you do this to me? Why do you do this to me? I did not ask for this. Why do you blink melee that? You've just cost blink, a recall, and a drop in damage. Look at this. Look at how juicy and succulent that sweet watermelon head is. Look at that. You just want to kiss it all over with your pistols. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. Look at this, man. You were disrespecting me. Look at this. Look, oh, that tracking is so bad. There you go. There's some nice trigger discipline. And like, you take this, you know what I'm saying? Because like, it feels like, oh, I'm wasting my time, but you're wasting his time too. And again, you're gonna win this duel if you play it properly. Like Tracer just beats everybody in a duel. You know, this isn't even necessarily a skill matchup. You're better. Like Tracer just wins duels. The hero is just designed to bully off angles because she just beats everybody on the off angle. There's nobody that can beat. Like you beat Balls, you beat D.Va. Like, oh, you are. Oh wow. This is like. I don't know, chat. Like I've lost it here. Like I'd rather submit myself to Miley Cyrus album than watch any more of this. You position yourself properly. You moved awkwardly, but then you're just scuffing up your duels. So, you know, you get partial credit, but it's not worse. It's not as good as it should be. Excuse me. You thought I had recall? It doesn't matter. Stop with the melee crap. Like, I'm not even concerned so much about you dying. It's the fact that you're constantly going in melee range for no reason. And ironically, you're doing it against flippin' Reaper, dude, who can get lucky and just one-shot you. Why would you ever embrace the sweet minister of death? give me a break, man. Like, give me a break. I'm begging you. Not even a frame of speech. Please, give me a break. I need it. Please. Okay. Let's go. Pulsey bomb time. Now, pulse. Brilliant. Now, that D.Va shouldn't eat that, but whatever. This D.Va's a little bit botting out here. But, sure, man. Totally fine. I keep pressuring. Just stay here. Stay. Stay. I mean, this is fine. So my problem here... Okay, so here's my problem. Here's my problem. This is why you don't overthink things too much. Because, chat, are we on an angle right now? Are we on a decent angle right now? Yes. So why would you take time and blinks to reposition on another angle when this one works just fine? Like, I understand that you're like, oh, well, I'm only shooting Reinhardt. Yeah, but Reinhardt's like walking into you. They're walking to you. Like, just if you need to, you can run away. But like, I don't really agree with this here. Like, you have a decent angle on them. Yes, it's Reinhardt, but look at your Ana. Look at your pharmacy. This is a kill box. Stay here. Don't run away, because all this time is wasted. Like, this Reinhardt was killable, you know. And now you're on the back line, but for what purpose? Like, what did you accomplish for coming here? You're still gonna win, but jeez, enough of the melee. I get it there though. I'll cut you some slack for that there. Alrighty, we'll watch a little more the next round. You thought you could get picks? Yeah, but like, you can get picks here too. You're already set up on a good angle, so don't reset all that work and go on another angle. That's like getting, you know, it's like buying a really expensive car and being like, you know what, returning it and buying another really expensive car. That's the exact same. I mean, sure, it's not any worse, but was it really worth all the hassle of going through all that just to get the exact same result? Appreciate your grav. You get nothing. You get absolutely nothing. Congratulations, you graved a brawl comp. Brilliant. Okay, he was busy tightening up his diaper, and now we go. Okay, now what has changed, chat? Because it's extremely important, because we're playing brawl again. But what has it changed? What has changed? Omega lol. Is that your whole personality? Like, just saying that? Bapcree. Okay, so what is the cost risk analysis here, or the cost benefit analysis? Excuse me. So what did it cost? What does it cost the enemy team to run Kree Bap? What do they lose? Amari Pepper cameo. Hey. Actually, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna pause that question. I'm gonna feed my cat again. Here's your Amari Pepper cameo. Amari, come here. Come here. Say hi. Say hi. There's your cameo. Watch this. You want to see excitement in its most human form? Hey, Amari, do you want to eat? Eat? Okay, come here. All right, give me a second. I gotta feed her. Come here. All right, we'll get back to the question in just a second, because it's a really important one. And it's important about not just Tracer, but like just kind of how you can look at Overwatch in a nutshell. Because like, there are heroes that are very mobile, and there are heroes that have a lot of defensive abilities, but then there's heroes that put out a lot of value, have a lot of range, have a lot of threat, right? And generally, heroes that have a lot of range, a lot of threat, don't have a lot of defensive capabilities. Echo's kind of like an example of a hero that has a little bit of both, and why she's so strong, or was strong. So a squishier target's more vulnerable, but more counter. Exactly. So you look at back Kree, and you're looking at heroes that are a lot easier to kill quickly, even with Lamp. Like, Moira is she's just an annoying rat. She's not particularly valuable or dangerous, but she's just annoying. It's really hard to pressure her. Whereas a Bat McCree, or, you know, Sombra is to an extent as well. Sombra has more survivability than Kree. But you look at Bat McCree and you're like, okay, I need to pressure these guys on an angle. I need to get that McCree on me, off of my ball, off of my Pharah, off of, you know, looking for picks on my Ana or Zarya, and on me. Same thing with the Bat. Because if that Bap and Kree are uncontested and not pressured properly, then they're going to kill your Pharah. They're going to kill your ball. They're going to chase down and kill your Zarya. And that's what you're concerned about. The other thing as well is, especially with like the McCree, is you have another hero that can take an angle, right? She can take an angle to like look for your Pharah. Now he's not going to completely isolate himself, but he might try and split off just a little bit to get a better sightline on your Pharah, and you need to pressure that. Now, you don't need to kill, listen to me, you don't need to kill Baptiste and McCree to prevent them from getting value. They do not get value by existing, right? Now you can make that argument about a couple of heroes, like Zenyatta orbs and things like that, but they don't get value by simply existing. They have to actually shoot people to get value. Baptiste doesn't heal that much more than Moira, right? His gun is his utility. We've coached Bap before, right? McCree needs to shoot Pharah. He needs to shoot ball. He needs to pressure you. If he doesn't do that, if he's scared and clumped, then you might as well just be playing Sombra again. So you have an opportunity here to not just get kills, but to make it so that they might as well not be playing Bat McCree because they're not getting anything. They're not getting any picks, no pressure, nothing. And if they have to go, then it's very unlikely that they're going to get picks, right? So your job here is, number one, survival on an angle. So position and survive and pressure. But now, whereas before you just had cooldown, you didn't really have a specific target to look for. Now you definitely look for people who are split, but you also have squishiers that are easier to pressure because they're less mobile, right? There's no arbitrary logic for why you shoot these guys and not these guys. It's just because they're easier to kill. That's it. They're just easier to shoot. They're easier to kill. And that's all there is. So let's see what we do. This is going to be simultaneously an easier and more punishing composition to play into. I'm concerned about our blink melees with the flashbang. So this is fine. Again, I would argue that there's not really a huge benefit to you playing over here. Like, I feel like you're rotating around. But my point is that just play here. If they rotate after you, go back towards spawn. They can't chase you to spawn, right? And then you're back on the angle again. You see what I'm saying? So like, I don't love you doing these like weird type of rotations to get away from an angle that you could just sit on. You see what I'm saying? Sit here, use mini, use mega. If McCree comes after you, fine. But like, you don't benefit from being here. And in fact, you actually put out less pressure. And now you're asking for healing from supports that can't see you. And now you're putting out no pressure. Okay, we got to stop. This is no longer, okay, just a minor thing. This is major. This is serious problems. We have now developed a cancerous tumor of what we thought was just some swollen gums from, losing your wisdom teeth, right? This is real bad. This is real bad, okay? Because you were fine positional, angle, flank, etc., to put pressure. If they chase you, you can run away. Your tracer, they can't catch you. Okay? You then went front line as if you were going to rotate around. You stopped, went back over here, and I don't know if you're like playing hopscotch in the shrubbery, but like this is completely worthless. And what's the problem now, chat? What's the big problem? Let me make it real simple for you guys. Ready? Dun, 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 dun. What's not on your screen right now? What's not on your screen right now? Tracer, where's Tracer? Your ball's in. You're on a Zarya high ground. You're far spamming. Where the flying heck is your Tracer? Your Tracer could be here. Your Tracer could be here, shooting Kree. Your Tracer, even if you wanted to play like a complete, like dolt over here, have a purpose. We need you, man. Where are you? Look at this. You have done. Look at you. Look at you. What are you doing? Okay, thank you so much for the sub, Calix. Can you please tell me how to pronounce your name? You had the dignity of subbing to me, or the misfortune, but I needed to at least know how to pronounce your name. But yeah, this is just atrocious. This is just atrocious. This is like watching me try to cook. It's bad. Like, we need you now. Where are you? Your positioning is bad and your timing is bad. There is nothing redeemable about you whatsoever. Calix? Okay. Thank you for the sub. Appreciate it, mate. So, really concerning here. Like, this is how you don't get picks with Tracer. You need your team support to get picks with Tracer. Your ball goes in, your Zarya's shooting, your Ana's shooting, your Pharah's shooting. This is your opportunity, man. This should be easily won. You guys got a really quick kill on the Lucio. GG easy. What's going on? And now, like, obviously the fight's lost for them, basically. But, like, let's say that your team didn't get picks here. Once they rotate to point, now your job is a lot harder because you have to play very, very close, and there aren't good angles to shoot from. You must be here for this rotation. Otherwise, once they get to point, now it's really hard for them to spam. Or for you to spam. So, like, it doesn't matter now. Like, nothing you do even matters. Emphasis on the A. Calyx. Can I do a cooking stream sometime? Oh, jeez. See, this is all the thing talking about, like the IRL coaching. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I might not be able to cook word squat, but I will flame your cooking nonetheless. You're talking about me cooking. That's a whole different story, boys. Whole different story. Watch you roast potatoes. Funny. Very, very funny. Sub goal or something? Maybe. We'll see. Like, there's a lot of ideas that I've been given, but we'll have to get there. Spy, let me give you dope carbonara. I don't even know how to pronounce that, much less even know what it is. You ready to VOD review your cooking? I thought for a split second I like skimmed everything. I was like, you want to VOD review your wife? That would be interesting. Okay, so chat. Where's your kill box here as Tracer? Be realistic here. Like, where is our Tracer gonna actually get like a lot of crap done? Where's our kill box? Can you guys, like, I'll try and position, like, so you guys can kind of give me some directional cues here. Would you follow them on the high ground here? That's actually a good question. That's kind of why I'm stopping here, because I think this is that's a good question. What if you are the wife? Yes. Whatever you want VOD reviewed. Behind them? Left side? Left angle? So, this is where I think my opinion is going to differ from what you guys... I think I'm going to be able to share some opinion with you guys. Share some opinion. I'm so good with words. So eloquent. Loquacious, even. So you can pressure here. You could also pressure here. But my concern here is that, yes, your Pharah can shoot, but your Ana can't contribute. Your Ball can't contribute very well. Your Zarya can't contribute. So I'm actually of the opinion that you should just patiently poke from here safely. If anybody drops, you can pressure them. But remember, your big contribution in this fight is the rotation from here to here. Your kill box is really this whole area here. Because remember, your kill box is where your entire team has decent LOS. Yeah, Min Invictus, I think, is the correct answer. Min Invictus. Okay, so it's like you want to pressure. You can pressure if you want to, but like your Pharah can pressure early because she's just got immense range. But really, you want to be like punishing here. I don't think pursuing them on high ground is the play, because it's very easy for them to force your cooldowns or turn around and shoot you a little bit, and your team can't help you here. So I'm of the opinion that shoot here, shoot them if they drop, but wait. Like this is now. So now this is where your job as Tracer becomes very important, because now you can shoot the split Lucio, you can shoot the Reaper, you can shoot the McCree, and now this is where, like, if you shoot the McCree here, for example, your Pharah is legitimately free to kill anything that she wants. And now the McCree can be shot by Zarya, you can be pocketed by your Ana, your Ball can now go in, so like this is good. Okay, be careful. So like this is an excellent example of just like being scuffed and kind of playing like kind of playing goofy, but still getting work done because you're doing your job. In other words, you're positioned well here. Your timing is good. Like the only mistake here really is the fact that you basically almost get flashbanged, right? You didn't anticipate this McCree to come to you didn't anticipate this McCree to come at you, but at least you're positioned properly. You know what I'm saying? So like what happens is that you manage to recall in time. Brilliant. But what is this McCree doing? What is this Lucio doing? What is this D.Va doing? Really the McCree D.Va, most importantly. Do you see this? This is why you play Tracer. You're going to get out of this alive. You force flashbang. You've burned some of the HP of the McCree. And look at the enemy team. Look at this. Look at your fire. Where's the McCree, man? It's a 2v1. You get out alive and you force cooldowns. Exactly. And this is good because you're fighting in a position to where your team can punish. In other words, if you forced flashbang and did damage back here where nobody could follow up, it wouldn't matter. It would be a tree falling in a forest with nobody around. You know what I'm saying? But here, everybody can hear it, everybody can see it, everybody can punish it. So well done. My only problem is obviously like not problem, but concern here is that like we really want to make sure that you continue to contribute in the fight. Grab health pack quickly and get back in there. And now, where do you think our Tracer should go? She has a good general idea of where the enemy team is, right? So where should she go? Hydrate, thank you. Exactly. You know that they're around Bell Tower, so wrap around and go back towards Cage and see if you can find any stragglers. Pressure the Rhine from the back, pressure the McCree, pressure the Reaper, whatever. But you do not double back and run back into main tank. I'm getting text messages. Okay, nothing important. But yeah, this is not what you want to do. Because not only is it more dangerous than you, not only does it allow that McCree to kind of like clutch, but it's also like you just do less. Like right now, like look, you see, kind of see this here? You see what you're doing? Like really nothing. Like you could predict that before you even saw the fight. Spile, this is your mom. Oh hey mom. Long time no talk. I actually talked with my mom this morning. Maybe you should mention that. But you see, this is like what concerns me. Your positioning in that fight was poor. So you did double back eventually. But because you doubled back so late, you had no idea that there was anybody there. So like, look at this fight here. This is actually pretty amusing. You're stuck here because you spent way too much time screwing around on the front line, and then you set up angle properly. But because you set it up late, you don't even know there's a Reaper behind you. And this would be your priority, right? This is a dual split. You prioritize this, unless these guys are like 1 HP. So you're like, oh shoot, there's a McCree Reaper behind me. Would have been nice to know that. Well, you would have known that if you'd been positioned properly. Okay. That blink melee was, you know, understandable. Low HP, fine. All right. Yeah, I did feel like he was gonna get pinched there. What are you doing? Okay, listen. This is why children should not be given toys. Right? Like, we all know children act like clowns, but, like, honestly, like, all you're doing is you're making it very obvious that you have no functioning brain cells yet. Please stop. Okay. Now, be very careful. This is fine to scout. Don't stay here. Get out. This is not your angle. This is only, like, this general area is only their angle if they go high ground, because they won't push you. Run, 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 run. Run, Rudolph, run. Fly, fly, fly. I just like, I question this positioning. You see that they're going here, I would instantly move this direction and just like play here. You know, they chase you, you back up. I just don't understand your obsession with this linoleum, this isn't linoleum, this stone tile. Like, get off of it. I'm just saying, like, please, 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 please don't. Look at your far. Look at your far. Where do you need to be? Probably directly opposite. General rule, posture check. Oh, my bad, thanks. Hey, Coach Duke. Are all the Overwatch League teams using your suggested scrim structure now? There's a little bit of pain in my laugh if you hadn't noticed the agony. Ah, please, like, you're just doing absolutely nothing right now because you're just shooting a rain shield and you're not distracting Ingles at all. Now, you look at the enemy team and they're all clumped up. Like, we like to see it, right? That's what we love to see. But, you know, get off of main, please. You're gonna go for a pulse bomb, I can tell. You're gonna go for it now, I assume. Okay, you don't. But it's just scuffed. You just like see how scuffed this is? Like, think about how much work you'd get done over here. Look at this. You'd bully Reaper away. The Rhine would push your Zarya, but then they'd walk right into you. Do you see this? Do you see what you'd be doing here? Do you see this? Look at the bat. Oh, succulent. Succulent. Look at this. Look at this Rhine. Absolutely free. Good. More tier 2 teams? Well, that's usually how it starts. Overwatch League teams are too scared to take risks. Like, this is just complete chaos. Like, I have no idea what's going on because you're just positioned terribly. Like, bad positioning makes things confusing. Remember we coached Diva chat about how, like, get off of main, like, go play high grounds and angles, and, like, it's the same thing with Tracer. Like, I have no idea what's going on. I can't see anything. Like, there's nothing to coach here. There's just nothing to coach. If you don't get credit for pulls, or you get nothing for pulls. Oh, you're literally 1 HP. Zonal? Zonal. Zonal. Please clean this up. You guys should win this fight. mean, it's just nothing to coach. I assume this is it. This has to be it, right? Yeah, okay. So the funny thing is, like, I talk a lot about this, right? Like the angle control and the pressure from like getting off of main. But this isn't me coaching Tracer into Brawl, because Overwatch, a lot of times you have to learn how to play against different compositions, but it's too complicated of a game to have the time to understand how your matchup against every single composition, how it completely changes your playstyle. No, generally it's the same general playstyle, and you make adjustments around it, right? So if we go back and we look at this here and we say, okay, the enemy team was playing spam, right? The enemy team was playing spam, right? Would you still want to be positioned here? No, you would not. You would still want to be positioned somewhere over here. What about dive? Probably still guarding somewhere over here, approximately, right? The science of Tracer is still the same. There's adjustments, micro adjustments, but it's still the same. It's the same hero. You still play it the same way, right? So I want you to look at this and how we talked about how you're positioning yourself, and don't treat it like, okay, it was just like in scrims. And no, it's just Tracer. That's how you play Tracer, period. Where's my team fighting? What can I do to set it up? And the compositional specific stuff was more along the lines of forcing defensive cooldowns, forcing the enemy's splits to play closer to the team, although that's less compositional specific, and then like how you use your pulse bomb, right? So mostly the positional stuff, and like shepherding stuff. But the other thing for you, the big micro thing, the ironically macro micro thing, was the pulse bomb, or the blink melee. Way too much of that blink melee crap, man. Way too much. It is a niche tech used to finish off squishies. And the reason that sometimes it's used more often in Tracer duels is because it's easy to land when the enemy Tracer is hard to track. In other words, you can like spam melees to just put out that 30 damage, but even then it's really suspect. So I highly recommend taking a look at that every VOD and practicing that in your warm-up. Use it to finish kills, but remember it's a raw DPS drop-off 99% of the time. Okay. Do you have any questions, Mr. Zonal? I'm not a child anymore. Okay. We have another VOD. I'm so excited. That was a fun one. I actually had a really good time doing that one. But we're gonna do another one. We're gonna do Diamond Reinhardt. This is the fun one, because we haven't done Reinhardt in forever. Wait, Zonal, is that yeah? That you don't have any questions, or you do have questions, or Zonal as in yeah, you understand? How do I know when to hold Ingles? So here's the thing: when you hold Ingles is when you go into Hero Select screen and you select Tracer. Congratulations, you now know you need to hold Ingles. Now, if you're talking about whether you should push Ingles or you should hold them, look at where your team is set up. If your team is set up around that angle, then you just shoot people from there. If there is no fight happening and the fight's happening elsewhere, then you need to keep pushing. In other words, like, we'll do one more thing. In other words, if you're holding here and you're like, the enemy team is over here, okay, well then obviously don't just stand here. You know, push, start shooting them from here. Start shooting them from here. And it's also a pull too. In other words, if they push you on the angle, don't run back to your team. Just back up. Make them chase you all the way to spawn. And then when they stop chasing, then you push again. Your job is to always be at like 10, 15 minutes, like a certain distance between the enemy team, and constantly applying pressure. So, does that make sense? Like your job is to like, and this is obviously assuming that your team is doing something. If your team's not doing something, then you're probably mispositioned. Is there any micro tips you can give me besides melee and pulse tracking? No, because it's not important. Because I know you. I know your age group. I was 14 as well, like 75 years ago. And you're going to obsess over any little detail I give you instead of the big macro stuff. It's like, because you're the age group that gets baited by clickbait, right? You're the age group that's going to go, like, watch 25 videos on how to have the perfect crosshair so that you climb the GM instantly. And that stuff just doesn't matter, right? You're the age group that's going to, like, do this one bicep curl to get, like, 6 inches of, like, no. No. Do your job. Do your job. That's what matters. Do your job and work on the blink melee, And the only reason I was prioritizing Blink Melee is because you did it so much. Most people will mess it up, but they don't do it enough to justify focus, because you have to understand that you can't work on everything at the same time. And to be honest, Zonal, like a lot of your micro wasn't bad. Your micro was, besides the Blink Melee, it was fine. You had a decent enough idea. Don't worry about it. All right, glad AFK noob. Just found your stream for your Lucio Reddit post. How do I submit a match to you? Exclamation mark coaching. Appreciate it. That Lucio write-up was kind of a pain compared to the Zen Brig one. That one was, those ones were relatively easy, but the Lucio one, like, it was a pain because I had to like actually take time to think about it myself. Like on the, like you guys remember the Lucio, like on stream. So it was like, it was good. It was a pain, but it was good because I needed to do that. Like I needed to like verbalize. I was talking with Anima about this earlier about like sometimes write-ups, like writing stuff down and like or making a video on it helps me to like, I like teach myself in a way, because it like kind of forces you to like verbalize what you kind of feel in your gut, and you're like, oh, okay, of course. Now that I think about it, now I know why I do that. You know what I'm saying? It's like we talked about that with Batiste as well. Why do I not like Batiste in this map? And I was like, I don't know. Why don't I? I had to think about it. I'm like, oh, that's why. And you learn as a result. It's kind of weird. It's like how you sit in the shower and you like solve all your life problems. You know, same kind of thing. You learn best by teaching on it. Yeah, sometimes that really is the case. Thanks. The article took me like an hour and a half to write up because I had to draw a bunch of crud. I literally was sitting there. You guys know my handwriting. It's not good. I just sit there and be like, oh, crud. Quick question. Where should you set up before a fight usually? Set up on an angle wherever your team can see you. I'm about to coach Reinhardt on Hollywood. If your team is set up here as Tracer, you would be set up guarding backdoor here, or you could set up top ground here, or you could set up in here, or you could set up behind them and wait for them to push through the choke to your team and then pressure. But you always need to know your kill box. Kill box is one of the most important terms of Overwatch because it's just simply where your team is set up to fight, or where the enemy team is set up to fight, and you position around that. You don't angle in their spawn, right? Because that's your team can't help you. You don't angle, over here, because that's not where team fight's happening. You angle where the team fight is happening. So you have to pay attention to where your tanks are set up. All right. So, Reinhardt. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you guys are about to be. Let's you guys, okay. Shoot. Solo, was it you who said that you had like something that was other than binaural beats that was like really good for thinking? Because we actually unironically have to pause for a second, because every single time I do a new hero that I haven't done in a long time, we're gonna reprogram my brain. We're gonna reprogram my brain to involve thinking about the map control. So you guys are in for a treat, and by treat I mean like intense visual and auditory audio agony. Isochronic tones. Let me send you the link. Okay. All right, so chat, basically what we're gonna do is like, we have like the way Overwatch is played is by like winning map control. So we're gonna take the time to like think about like, how does Reinhardt contribute to map control? There's the link. Okay. All right. I gotta shut up the Overwatch music. Shut up. Actually, I'm just gonna close Overwatch. It's like freaking out on me. All right, isochronic. Right. All right, so you guys are gonna be able to like brain massage. All right, here we go. Here we go. It's a little harsh. Is there like a more? Here you go. What is this? What is this? Here you go. Okay. So, map control. Wait, where'd my big pin? Okay, the big pin's gone. Okay, so remember we talk about map control as in controlling flanks and angles, right? In other words, generally what happens down core is heavily impacted by what happens off the screen. So Reinhardt is a tricky one, right? We talked about Lucio, and Lucio is also really a tricky one because he wants to play closer to his team, and he doesn't have a lot of range. So the way we looked at it with Lucio is then you can utilize short little windows of leaving your team, right, to go deal with what's going on over here, right? But you're still within your team's aura, as well as shooting or denying the enemy team from coming in. So where does Reinhardt come in? Where does Reinhardt come in as controlling map control and angles? First thing I can think of is that Reinhardt allows you to walk through space and denies a lot of the angles pressure better than any other main tank, arguably. So in other words, if you're walking through a choke and the enemy team is shooting you from a lot of different ways, Reinhardt can't block all of that. But when he's walking his team through a choke, his big, powerful shield does allow you to shut off a lot of the value of a lot of the angles, right? In other words, think about Orisa walking through a choke. You don't really protect your team from the angles. Your shield instantly gone, and you can't turn it. Winston, you don't want to use your shield walking through a choke. You need it for yourself. Ball, well, he can distract the enemy team's backline, but he doesn't actively protect his team when you're going through a choke. So Reinhardt is really good of walking through basically a no man's land and helping your team get through it. Okay? So that's one way of thinking about it. The other way Reinhardt creates space is by lethal threat. In other words, if he continues to press W, he will kill a lot of people. So he baits attention onto himself, because if you do not shoot him, he will kill you. That's a lot of how tanks in Overwatch, at least some of them, work. So he baits the angles to shoot at him. And not the squishy backline. Because if they shoot the squishy backline, yes, that is good, but he may either block it, and if the enemy team is close, in other words, if they're close to him, he will kill you. In other words, if we're talking about a map where there's really close ranges, you don't have a lot of time to kill people or to kill squishies before the Reinhardt just walks in and kills you. So that's why he's better in close range maps, because he starts to put punishment out faster. Okay? Now, another thing that Reinhardt can do, and this is really important. This is one of the most important brawl versus spam macro things, is Rein can clear. Now, when you think about clearing out threats, think of it as like you're basically fogging or fogging your house to get rid of the fungal something in the air, or black mold or whatever, right? You're completely aerating an entire area, devoiding it of threat. And then obviously the fog doesn't last forever though, right? But you're hoping that once you remove it, it doesn't come back. So the way I look at this is, think about King's Row, okay? So King's Row, here's the point, here's the choke over here, here's hotel, right? The little building with a health pack. And then you can go up the stairs, right? And then there's the high ground. This is a terrible drawing, but here's the point, okay? As Reinhardt, what you can do is you can go, all right, we're gonna go up through hotel or theater, and we're gonna go up the stairs, up through high ground, and then push the point here. Or you can even make this jump if you have Lucio, or you can go underneath and clear the high ground here. And basically what this does is, if there's a sniper here, or a McCree, or a Ball, or a Tracer, well, guess what? They see a Reinhardt coming, they have to run away. Reinhardt, you cannot meet a Reinhardt. You have to run away. So when they run away, and then you drop the point, well, guess what? Where are they positioned now? Are they shooting you in the back anymore? No, they're not. Even if they have mobility and can go back to the high ground, it will take time for them to do that, time that you can use and say, hey, we're just gonna go straight to point and we win the fight. So even against dive heroes, clearing high ground, get rid of the Sombra, get rid of the Tracer, get rid of the Monkey, make them jump away, and then go to point. Well, now they're like, oh shoot, now we have to go back, but we don't have time because they're capping point. You see what I'm saying? If you saw this scrawled on a prison wall, it'd be at the start of a very messed up horror film. Yeah. So the goal is that with Reinhardt, because nobody can meet you face to face, you can clear out Ingles. You can protect your team through chokes. You can threaten the enemy team and make them punish you instead of your team because you'll kill them otherwise. Or you can clear out Ingles before you commit. Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, the difficulty is getting everybody in your team to contribute. So our challenge in this VOD is to see what House could have done to help his team do better. Again, it's not through communication, because like that just doesn't happen. But like, remember the Lucio guide? I tried my best to make sure that there was stuff that it didn't require a lot of team coordination for you to find value out of. It's the same thing with Reinhardt that we're gonna try. Because the bait with Reinhardt, the bait or failure of Reinhardt. In other words, what Reinhardts often screw up is they tunnel main. In other words, they see their impact as only what's directly in front of them, and they ignore high ground, they ignore left, they ignore right, and they ignore what's behind. When the reality of the situation is that you cannot simply W key. I've got to try this again. You can't simply W key without respecting high ground. Oh geez. And flanks. I think this is really important. Okay? You cannot simply just W key in without at least understanding and knowing what's going on in the high ground and what's going on in the flank. If you can help your team clear high ground, if you can shield them so your team can spam high ground, if you can, the monkey jumps your backline, you go swing on him a little bit and then you push forward, but you can't just go in without respecting and dealing with high ground and flanks. Because either your backline is going to die because they're dealing with the pressure of the high ground and flank, or you are going to die because while your team is dealing with it, they're not healing you. You see what I'm saying? The goal is to deal with the high ground and flanks and then hard W key in, knowing that your supports have nothing else better to do other than heal you because they're so safe and so happy. One cannot simply walk into Mordor. Exactly. You need Aragorn to distract you before you distract Sauron before you W key at Mount Doom. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need some sort of distraction or like some sort of map control outside of, you know, the gate of Gorgoroth before you do that. Okay. So that's our like, I guess, our expectation here. And you're guys gonna have to be patient with me because I've not coached Reinhardt with this mentality in a while, and I think this is the way to look at it. So it's gonna take me a little longer than normal, which I think is okay, because obviously my opinion matters and yours don't. So we will we'll roll with that. I think House is the last. Oops, I already did this. My bad. He's the last feedback session.
Welcome to
Top tier analogy. Yeah. Well. Okay. So who's gonna? Okay, chat. What is with this update? Honest question. What is with this update? What is its obsession with going underneath the floor? Have you guys noticed that? Where you will die and you'll drop beneath the floor a lot this update? This update's weird, man. This update is flippin' weird. I don't understand what's going on. Okay, so long sidetrack. But we needed to set the stage for our expectations. So obviously all of this is revolving around like how you play Reinhardt. But what's unique, well not unique, but really what Overwatch is revolving around is that you know your role, so then you make sure that you position and time yourself properly. But then number one, that you use your cooldowns when you're actually doing something. In other words, as Reinhardt, the big cooldown that you gotta worry about is your shield management, right? Not shift, but your shield management. So when you're doing what you need to do, make sure that you have as close to full shield as possible and that you're not wasting it before the fight actually starts. So compositionally wise, I don't really want to get too much into it. You have enough healing. You aren't particularly running any flankers. You don't have Zarya bubbles. Same thing in the enemy team. No real flankers, nothing really crazy. They have enough healing, nothing crazy, okay? So what your job here is you look at the enemy team and I want you to look at their map control, okay? And I want you as Reinhardt to think, what can I do? Chat, what could our Reinhardt do here? Where should our Reinhardt go? This is where we take what we just talked about and apply it now. And this is going to be scuffed because we're going to have to like take our time. Bring team around the back, you could. Play the corners, you could. Look at the enemy team. Where does the enemy team's map control matter? In other words, let's not overcomplicate this. Where is the enemy team really scary with where they're set up? Yep, right here. This is scary. This is really scary because the second that you press W down main, what's going to happen? Where's your shield for Junkrat spam? Who's going to stop Doomfist from just going in and smashing your support's faces in? You're done. You're done. You're going to W key and you're going to be like, why am I not getting any healing? Well, it's either because your backline is dead or they had heal station, flashbang, on a nade, nobody's shooting the enemy Reinhardt, they're all shooting you, bingo. So the question here is, what can you as Reinhardt do? Now this is why Reinhardt's a tricky hero to play. He's really, really fundamentally basic, but he's hard to master because you look at the situation here and you're like, okay, well, I have to find out a way to deal with that. No, we're watching House. Yeah, that's all right. There's two Reinhardts, confusing. So, in my opinion, I think you need to clear stairs. Now, obviously clearing stairs into a Junkrat is going to feel pretty clunky. You might get punched, it's going to feel rough. But I'm less scared because if you go stairs, the enemy Sigma, enemy Ana, enemy Mercy, enemy Rein, they can't really pincer you. You're not scared of 2 members of the enemy team. You're scared of 6 and what the 2 can do when they're fighting is 6. Do you hear what I'm saying? Like when you're playing Anubis, Temple of Anubis, and you go around left side into the Mega and you get spammed by Junkrat, it's not just the Junkrat you're scared of. It's the Reinhardt holding the choke. It's the damage boosted sniper on high ground. It's the Zarya, right? If it's just Junk here, a Junkrat alone can't stop you from walking through a choke. So even though you could say, okay, yeah, this is pretty bad. Junkrat's gonna be able to spam this. Yeah, but what is the Reinhardt gonna do? What is the Sigma gonna do? What is the Ana Mercy gonna do? I think the goal here needs to be shoot the Reinhardt, like stand here a little bit, get that Reinhardt to back up just a little bit, and then go clear high ground. Make sure that they're not going to fight you as 6 before you clear the high ground. Is House in chat? Does this make sense, chat? So you don't just run and rotate, because that Reinhardt might like legit shift on top of you. You're going to shoot a little bit, fire strike this general direction, and then go clear high ground. Because once you clear high ground, chat, what can Reinhardt do with high ground? Can Reinhardt really do anything with high ground? Can Reinhardt the hero do anything with high ground? Okay, no worries. Thank you, Anima. The answer is no. No, he can't. No, he can't. But your McCree can, your Soldier can, and more importantly, this isn't just about enabling your team, it's about disabling them. Does that sound familiar? For those of you who saw my Lucio guide, it's the same concept. Make that Junkrat play with his team. If you do nothing else here but make Doomfist reset his cooldowns and make Junkrat go play with his team, you've done a good job. Does this rely a little on your team following you? Yes, but you're also, like, everything relies on your teammates not being completely brain dead. You might go into this game and try and clear high ground and literally everybody just stands AFK at main. Unlucky, go next. But more often than not, your team will follow you. And more often than not, you will benefit from doing things like this than standing AFK on main. You see what I'm saying? Yes, there will be games where doing the wrong thing will work out right, because your teammates will actually follow you. But the point being is that you want to do what's right, and that will work out 65% of the time. And even if your team doesn't follow you here, even if, like, let's say just your McCree Ana come here and your team just stands AFK on main, your Hog doesn't, fine, even better, because you don't need a bunch of people to come with you. You're Reinhardt, man. Come up here with an Ana or a McCree and they have to leave anyway, even though it's just one or two of you. It doesn't rely on your whole team going up here. In fact, like I said, it's actually better that your whole team doesn't, because then you can have like a damage boosted soldier sitting on main on a flank. Great, that's a lot of pressure. You know, your Hog can sit and make sure that Reinhardt doesn't commit on you, right? You start to kind of, you see how they, like, once you clear high ground, now maybe your McCree's on high ground with Ana, your soldier, damage boosted soldier, Hog on main, and then you drop on main here too. Like, you see how you almost like, oh, I just ripped my earbuds out. You kind of pincer them in a way. And there's your Reinhardt advantage. Reinhardt, you think about like tanks here, and you think about what could a Winston just jump up here and clear out this high ground? No. Could a Ball like go through here and bully this Doomfist Junkrat out of the way? No. Could an Orisa do it? Not really. Not near as easily. There's your Reinhardt advantage. That's what he's good at. Bingo. Reinhardt is not good in maps where there's a lot of angles, like Lucio, right? He's good when there's like one specific angle or high ground that he could just walk onto and say, goodbye, go away. That's why you play Reinhardt. So I know what we're going to do here. I know what most Reinhardts would do here. And we're probably just going to walk on main. And you hate to see it. This is really important, chat. Really important. Yeah. Naded. What is this Doom doing? So do you see this here? Do you see this? This is really important. You need to be helping this. Like, okay, at this point in time, it's like you're naded. Obviously, you're gonna have to play slow. But like, do you see kind of like your team actually is doing this without you? Your team is recognizing the situation and doing it without you. And bingo, there you go. Now you win. Now what's gonna happen, chat? What is House going to do? House is gonna push on main and is gonna feel good about it, or should feel good about it if he's playing well. But the question is how, like, it wasn't just handed to him. His team bought that space for him. So, you know, oh dear, this is bad. You guys actually might lose this now. Because again, I don't really care about what you're doing here. Like, you're buying space for your team, but a lot of the time the way Overwatch works is with Reinhardt is you're only creating space for a couple people of your team. You're more importantly, you're creating a distraction more than you're creating space. Like, look at your team. Who are you creating space for? Your Hog and your Ana. Really, that's all, right? But you're just trying to distract more members. But the problem here is that your McCree, your team killing the Doomfist wasn't good enough. Do you see what the Reinhardt's doing? Which Reinhardt is doing more? This is a good way of phrasing it. Which Reinhardt is doing more to win the fight? Which Reinhardt? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. This Reinhardt is enabling his Junkrat to clear the high ground and win the high ground. And then, hey, you know what? He's probably going to have to drop back and contest point. But he's going to do so once his Junkrat is won. And I'm going to actually... I screw you. I want to see what happens up here. Bingo. Look at that. Look at that, chat. And now, it doesn't matter. Look at me. It doesn't matter what you do. You've lost this fight. It doesn't matter. Because your team is going to get shot in the back. Like, you would have to... I don't even know what you'd have to do. You have to pin somebody or... Good block on the rock, though. I like that you're taking space aggressively, because, you know, you're taking space aggressively, which, you know, is an attention getter, but also, do you notice how, like, it allows your Hog to, like, play super aggressive? Do you see how, like, awkward they have to play? So, like, if we ignore the high ground, this isn't bad Ryan gameplay, but it's bad Ryan gameplay because you're just playing the hero wrong. Remember we talked about that with Lucio? Like, you're not scuffing your cooldowns, you're not feeding, but you're not doing your job. And look at this Junkrat. He's look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at this Rein. Look at this Rein. And now this Rein's N. He misses his shift, but you're in serious trouble, brother. Now the Junkrat drops, which was actually a mistake. But yeah. Like, I could not have asked for a better first fight to demonstrate what we talked about in the beginning. You cannot, that was literally a perfect representation of what we talked about, isn't it? Or wasn't it? Like, you walk down main, they're like, okay, we'll give you main, but we're going to take the high ground and we're going to kill your backline. It's brilliant. Now, you look at the composition, sometimes there won't be anybody on high ground. You know, maybe they're playing like, you know, Reaper May, or they've got like a Torbjorn back here or a Widow up here. But the concept's still the same. You can't just turn your brain off and go high ground. That's not what I'm saying. You hear me, Chad? I'm not saying just go high ground as Reinhardt. You need to look at the situation and go, okay, what map control do I need to deny? Or what map control do I need to take? You know, if there's a Widow on main and a Torbjorn on main, maybe you go high ground to help your team go high ground. But in that situation, if they're all on main, then all you need to really worry about is good cooldown usage and playing the corner, right? You see what I'm saying? Because there is no map control. You can't like pin in and deal with a Widow if they're all just stacked main. It's when they're not stacked that Reinhardt's job gets tricky. Let me repeat that for you. It's when the enemy team is not stacked in one clump that your job becomes more difficult. If they're all stacked on main, none of this matters. You just walk on main. You can clear high ground if you want to give your team a chance to use it, but you just play the corner and you play smart. It's all cooldown usage and timing at that point. But if they are not stacked main, that's when you have to actively think, what can I do to help? Exactly. And the reason why Reinhardt is hard is because on a map like this, it's very simple. There's high ground here, and that's basically it. Maybe like you can check this flank here. But when you get to here, there's just endless numbers of things that you have to clear, so you have to prioritize properly. And that's where things get rough. So, rough, I say. Things get rough. Okay. I'm not really a huge fan of your fire strikes either. You're missing a lot of them. You're just kind of predicting them. But the problem with predicting them is if you're put in a situation where you're going to have one a second later, why would you predict? You know, it's like dice rolling about whether you're going to get a McDonald's Happy Meal or not. But then literally 30 seconds from now, you're going to get a Happy Meal for free. You know, so why are you even bothering to gamble? You're going to get it like right now. Here's your fire strike, but you don't have it. You know what I'm saying? Right now, fire strike, hello, and you don't have it. Okay. I look at the situation again, chat, and again, what's the problem? Do you see the problem here? Do you see the problem here? You know, the best way of describing this is, what do you not see? What do you not see? I don't see Doom. Do you? Well, first off, yeah, exactly. Where is your team? Is your team ready to push you this choke? Like, I look at your Ana's lagging behind, so that's concerning number one. But also, where's Doomfist? Where's Doomfist? Now, obviously, maybe he's like all the way over here. You can't really bother about that, but he's right here, man. If you would just use your eyes, a quick visual, this Doomfist is going to have to run away. You will shoot him, he will see him, he will have to run away, or he will die. If he runs away, fine. Now he's a lot less scary. If he dies, even better. Gamer girl 69 most definitely not a girl. Most definitely. Okay. But yeah, this is concerning. This is really concerning. Because you're going to die to this Doomfist bunch. There you go. Did he lose to what was directly in front of him? Again, I want to reiterate that yes, he should have waited for his Ana. That was the big thing. But staying on topic of what we were talking about, did he lose to Junkrat spam on main, or Sigma spam on main, or an Ana sleep or nade, or a Reinhardt swing? No, he didn't. He lost to a punch from behind. There's your pincer. All your Reinhardt has to do is turn around, and he sees this, and he doesn't die. Chat, people do not understand Overwatch. People do not coach Overwatch properly. I guarantee you that this is not something that you've seen talked about when it comes to Reinhardt. I guarantee you. You've heard shield management, you've heard cooldown usage and positioning, and not using your shift off of cooldown and Earthshatter, but you have never heard this. And I'm not patting myself in the back. I have never even thought about it this way with enough heroes. This is the reason why I had to sit here and think about it at the start, is because I didn't even know. I had to think about it. This is so important, guys. It's so important. Every hero you play, you should be thinking about this. Why are you playing this hero? What is Reinhardt's job? His job is main presence, but also the ability to walk at one angle and completely remove the enemy from it, because nobody in the world can fight Reinhardt toe-to-toe. All right. So what are we gonna do now? Again, like if you can't clear high ground, you have to at least respect it. You have to like shield directly at, like up top, look at top. Like let's put it this way. Let's say in a theoretical world, you as Reinhardt. Okay, chat, here, this is a really good question. You are playing Reinhardt. And you were walking through this choke. You can't go high ground. Let's just say for whatever it is, the stairs are blocked off. And there's like somebody, peed in the floor over here. It's got to be cleaned up, What do you do? You can't really shield high ground that much. So what do you do? What do you do? This is a tricky one. I'll help you guys out if I'll give you a little bit of time. Because you can't stop the high ground from being used at this point. Shut up, Zahn.
You can't go high ground because someone peed on the floor over here.
Yeah, Zahn just spits back what I said. I'm like, wow, what's such a terrible... Oh, I said that. Oh. It's like hearing a recording of your own voice. Like, oh my gosh, like what is that? Thank you for the 25 months, Zahn. So the goal should be you are aware that high ground is dangerous. And you are looking at main, but you got like your third eye trained up here. And as soon as you see that Doomfist commit, or that Junkrat peek to spam, I want you to chill, slow down. Do not demand healing when your teammate needs to be dealing with this. In other words, while your teammate is shooting that Junkrat or peeling the Doomfist, you do not press W in main. You walk forward, you bait this engage, you look for high ground, they start abusing it, you chill, you let them deal with it, and then you press W again. Does that kind of make sense? Now that's hard. This isn't like diamond tier stuff. This is like Masters GM. This is like super, super big brain stuff. But you need to know. When they're abusing this high ground, you cannot be demanding resources at the same time. If you cannot help them take it away, you can help by not demanding their attention elsewhere. And this is the reason I say this is because not only is it important to know, it's important to know for ranked. Because what if your team doesn't go high ground? Fine, but you can still use your eyeballs and help them deal with high ground without even needing your team to go with you. Recognize the pace of the fight, exactly. So right now, chat, can our Reinhardt just press W? Can our Reinhardt just press W? Should our Reinhardt just basically press W? Yes or no? If not, where should he go? Yep. DPS are dead. High ground isn't relevant anymore. You have your full team support. Press W. You can unironically press shift right now. I don't recommend you do, but you could press shift right now and you wouldn't die. I would guarantee you wouldn't die. Like, it's gonna be really hard for you to lose this fight. It doesn't even matter that you're slept, that you got naded, that they valked, that they fluxed. It's just they, like, the thing is they can flux you, but who's gonna kill you? Like, who's gonna shoot you? So, all right. And this is where the challenge of Reinhardt is, like, I want you to keep pressing W, but as soon as you guys start taking damage from the back, you need to chill. So they're not back yet, so you're probably good to press W. Oh, unfortunate. Y'all, you just got smashed. You just, honestly, like, I don't have a whole lot to say here. You just lost the Shatter War. And it turned out to be a monstrously big Shatter. Why were you not getting healed? Was it because you were naded? Look at this again. Oh, she just walks into it. That's yikes. So she walks into it, and your Pharah also scuffs up really hard too. So your Pharah goes into an Ana and loses the 1v1. Your Pharmacy loses a 1v1 to an Ana. Whereas your Pharmacy should be pummeling these guys, or at least, yeah. So that's just a ridiculous shatter. Yeah, so your Pharah feeds and you feed. Okay, so we don't dwell on this too much. Your Pharmacy completely choked, and you scuffed it up as well, and your Ana just walked into it. If your Ana had survived, there's no way you die, because she's going to sleep that Reinhardt and nade you. Yeah, your Ana scuffed it, you scuffed it, and your Rein scuffed it. Or you scuffed it. Your Pharah scuffed it, excuse me. Blah, 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 blah. So, unlucky. We'll keep an eye on your shatter play. But don't worry about too much. Yeah, fully micro. Fully micro. Definitely fully micro. Like, you just didn't block the shatter. That's it. Now, chat, where should this fire strike go? Again, I'm being micro about it, but it's micro on a macro level. In other words, you need to be in the right mindset to use your cooldowns properly. Yeah, here. Fire strike this. Hit the McCree, make him drop. Hit the Rein. Put any pressure you can in this high ground. You're not going to really necessarily make them drop, but it's worth, you know? Another thing you could do as well, think about this. You could do this on Route 66 as well. Sit right here with your shield and just say, shoot the high ground, guys. Your entire team just presses mouse 1 on these guys. Who can help? Look at this. What's Sigma going to do? What's Ana going to do? Their Pharmacy doesn't even have a good angle either. Hey, Hoist. Right, it's a 6v2. You can bust his shield up. So you choke your fire strike. Well, how are you already low in shield, man? Oh, Pharah. So like Sigma backs, good. Now shoot Reinhardt shield. Instead you chunk your fire strike, and you still have not dealt with high ground. Like, look at this Reinhardt shield. You see this? Bingo. But your team did it without you. And your team isn't quite ready to push yet. Your team was just clearing them off of high ground, and you're already W King on main, and you don't even have shield yourself. Like, you're still not full. So, like, in addition, what's another problem here, chat? Like, here's the thing, is like, do your homework, please. You've done nothing to contribute to clean them off high ground. You didn't fire strike them, you didn't patiently shield your team, you didn't time it at all. But not only that, you're still just W King N when there's a flippin' Pharah on your backline. Look at this. Six inches of snow in Dallas? Crazy, man. Seriously, what? Hello? This needs to go. You cannot demand healing until this goes. And look at, because like, here's the thing is, like, if you look at the situation here, like, who is your soldier shooting? Is she shooting enemy Rein? Look at your Ana. What is Ana shooting? She whiffs asleep, unfortunate. Is she healing you? No, she's shooting Pharah. Now, chat, should Ana be shooting Pharah here? The answer is yes. Yes. Your Reinhardt should not be feeding right now. You should be clearing Pharah or shooting shield. And then go. Right? She's healing Pharah. She's healing Zarya. She doesn't even have LOS on you. And she has to blow her nade. She doesn't have to. But she ends up having to blow her nade because you're a bot. Like, this is my pet peeve about mediocre Reinhardts. They just press W on main, and the only thing about their resource management, while their team is getting shot by a Pharah, flanked by a Tracer, Hog lurking backline, and they're just, why am I not getting healing? I need healing, I need healing. Whereas, like, the world crumbles around them. Like, you're like the Michael Bay of Overwatch gameplay. Like, I'm on the edge of my seat asking, what catastrophic event is next? Like, the only thing missing is, you know, the bad character and the bad characters and the brain dead personality. But, you know, honestly, you've probably got that covered as well. So, like, look at you. Like, you're constantly behind. So, thankfully, your team deals with the Pharah. They clear the Rein and Kree off of high ground. No, you already did. No. But, and now is when we can press W. But, you know, we've already had to use our nade. We've already had to use, well, we're behind on resource. Half of our shield is dead. It's just not good. This is just not good. This is not good aware Reinhardt gameplay. Hey. Oh, my cat is literally pawing my arm and jamming her head. Come here. You want to be picked up? Come here. Come here, Mai. Come here. Come here. I'll hold you. She literally was sitting there on the chair, leaning up. She grabs my arm and butts her head into it. Hi. Okay. So, again, now we've reached a point where we can probably safely press W. All we need to do is block cooldowns. I say that as we get slept, which is pretty sucky. But, you know, again, I don't feel like we should lose this fight based off of map control and the fact that we're up one. We should be okay, because now our pharmacy has a better angle, etc., etc. So, will we choke this one? Let's find out. Just press W. I'm a little annoyed that we're sitting here, too. Let me look at this again. Yeah, like, right now, you need to be pressing W. I don't care, like, if you're only at 380 HP. You have enough HP to be pressing W. You're using Barrage. You need to be pressing W. Walk, 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 walk. And please don't press shift after you shatter. Like, you have time to decide whether you should be pinning it or not. Because if you whiff shatter, just instantly press shift, you're just a bot. So many Reinhardts do that. That's just so bad. That's so bad. And again, you whiff your fire strike. Like, I get the indecision here. This is where, like, Reinhardt gets a little tricky, is once you walk on a point, you're like, okay, where do I push? I think you can softly push here, you can softly push here, but I wouldn't commit on either one necessarily. I just, like, let your DPS do work and make them walk back on the point. I think it's totally fine to play it patiently. But you do need to press W, and you do need to not whiff your shatter, and you do need to not pin into a Nano Reinhardt after you miss shatter. That would be nice. Oh, yeah. That's crazy, son. Cats are so needy, man. A cat is like more like a dog sometimes. Alright. Haha. Sorry, gets pwned. Alright, so once we kind of get into this. Okay, so what is the challenge here with Rein? What is the dilemma, the difficulty of playing Reinhardt on second point, and why is he so bad here? Dogs over cats? I mean, it's a personal opinion. I'm not gonna be like that cringe guy that's like saying cats over dogs. I'll be honest. I'm not surprised. Most people think dogs are better than cats. The way most people have cats. Most people that have cats have like 7 cats. They don't do anything except poop, eat, and sleep. No wonder you guys hate cats. There's a reason I do like, yeah. Anyway, yeah, map control, exactly. There's so much high ground. There's so many angles. Like, it's difficult with Reinhardt to do a lot here. So what I want you to do is I want you to be reasonable. I want you to look at this and be like, okay, it's probably not reasonable for me to continually go high ground on elevator. It's probably not even necessary. Like, look at the enemy composition. They're playing Pharah on high ground. So let's put it this way. If they were playing, like, if they had like a Sigma on high ground or a soldier on high ground, I might actually take the time to take elevator and go high ground for my team. But because it's a Pharah, I don't think it's necessary. Now, what I do want you to be looking at is I want you to look who's missing. Who's missing from our screen right now, chat? Or at least who's not obvious. You guys can see him, but you guys get the idea. Exactly. McCree is missing. So the decision here is, can I contribute with this? Do I need to help with this before I just press W? Because my fear is, once again, we're going to press W mouse 1. McCree's going to flank. Our support's going to dry up. And then we're going to die. So you have to be aware of this. This is why Reinhardt is not just simply press W forehead. Okay. Okay. Now, what do we need to be doing? Now, could we have help with this? Maybe, maybe not. Okay. I'm not going to nitpick this. But what do we need to be doing right now? Right now. What needs to happen right now? Not press shift. S key. I think, unless you're about to get nanoed, in which case I still... Okay, so you do nano. Okay. I'm just still concerned about this though. You know, chat, maybe I'm coaching this. House, I want you, once you get the cart to push here, to if the enemy team is far back enough to you to assist, like clear high ground with your team really fast. Can we make it a habit of doing that? Can we try that? Just initially. You know, like look at this fight. Look how far away they are. You've got time. Go up here. You'll probably run to the McCree, you know? Take a high ground, smash this, help them get the res, and then go drop me. Oh, she does. That's already happened to me with my cat. My cat has turned off my computer multiple times. One time, actually on stream, I'm pretty sure. So let's make it a habit of clearing high ground if you can do it before the fight starts, please. Just real quick, so we don't have to worry about, you know, hey, we're pressing W on main, but we die anyway because we're getting flanked. Because if this is McCree at high noon, y'all would be screwed. He wasted it last fight, but. Chat, what do we need to be aware of right now? Again, I'm just spoon feeding you easy feedback. Yeah, Cardi, exactly. Cardi is exactly the correct answer. Cardi B. Yeah, you're not gonna get support here. So be careful, because now you're walking into enemy map control without your support, because now they have an Ana on a flank here, you know, and you know you're pushing into the enemy team without your Ana, right? Now this might be another situation where I would say, hey, you know what might be kind of cool is for you to go back, go up elevator, and hold elevator up to with your soldier, and then drop once the enemy team gets close. I don't know if I haven't thought about it a lot, so I don't know if I'm happy about it or not. But it seems like on paper it would be a good idea. This is bad. It's only working because you guys are just pressing Qs, and it only worked because your soldier had high ground. So I guess it works, but I'm not a fan. I would have much rather you guys just take high ground with your Rein and just push cart, and then you have ults next side, because they're going to recontest. And what do you guys got for the recontest? Shatter. Congratulations. Not a fan. That fight was way harder to win because your Ana was completely MIA. Again, chat, what would I like here? And the thing is like, if you're in Diamond, and you're like, yeah, soldier, I'm going to go high ground with you. Hey, Ana, I'm gonna go high ground with you. Like, you're like reminding them, hey, bozo, get off the floor. You know, stop wallowing in the carpet. You know what I'm saying? Get off the cart. I think here, like, have your Ana push cart. You go high ground, or have your Mercy push cart. You go high ground with your soldier. Shield them for a little bit, and then drop. Make it so that if they want to contest this high ground early, they run into you on high ground. Now, again, you don't stay high ground forever. You can drop the push cart. You can drop a contested right, whatever. But that initial idea of assisting your team contest that angle, I like it a lot, because I think what we're about to see is about to confirm my theory. Yeah. You see it, chat? Do you see it? Here we go. Do you see it? When you see it, you'll crap bricks, or there's like early 2000. Yeah, this is it. Like, this is how you lose. Can you imagine you being Reinhardt here, and they just go up the elevator, and oh, there's a Reinhardt here. GG's. You know, they die instantly. Instead, like, your Pharah, thankfully, is watching the back door. But you guys, like, it's like you have no idea how close you were to just instantly losing that team fight, and you still haven't necessarily, like, survived it. Like, you guys are still in some major issues here. Again, can we just admire, like, where the fight is actually being won and lost? I know, where is the fight being won and lost? Is it what you're doing right now? Smashing your forehead on main? No. It's this. You guys have, like, I will, okay, chat. I'm going to do 10 push-ups if you win this fight. Is that fair? Like, you're up one, and you have Shatter, and you're close to Barrage. I will do 10 push-ups if you win this fight. I would be shocked if you win this fight. The only way maybe you win is with your soldier, but I don't think the soldier's going to get there in time. I think you lose this fight. Let's find out. not looking good, boys. Oh. Son of a gun. Son of a gun! You only won that. Oh, how did you win that? What did they do? No, McCree, what? What? Okay, I'm sorry. I severely underestimated the brain dead capabilities of Diamond Divas. This man had a high noon, had a high ground, and he drops to flashbang a Reinhardt. Are you kidding me? Come on, man. And high noon's in the middle of your team, and then look at your team. Your soldier clutches it. Dang it, man. Come on. Come on. That sucks. Alright. I'll do 10 push-ups. I'm not doing anything fancy. I'm just doing push-ups. Screw you guys. Boring old push-ups. Thank you, Venator. I appreciate it. Alright, what do we got? 10 push-ups? I'll do good form. Excuse me, kitty. Alright, can you guys see this here? Yeah, you can see. Alright. Oh, sorry, Kat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Screw you guys. It's not even that hard. It's just the fact that I lost. I don't like that. But you kind of see what I'm saying, chat. Like, oh, special flips? Do them with clapping in between. In between? Oh, I just did 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Once again, screw you guys. But like, do you see how like? I mean, I lost, you know, but I still win because my point still stands. Do you see how nothing our stupid Reinhardt did really mattered in this fight? Now, at some point, you're going to have to drop, right? At some point, you're going to have to, you know, back to the dirt with you. Back to the peasant, sitting with your Ana, swing on the enemy Reinhardt, blocking cooldowns, right? But it's that initial boost that a Reinhardt provides by just being at the proper spot. I guarantee you, chat, if you watch Cloudy play Reinhardt, now I have it actually on my to-do list to watch LH Cloudy play Reinhardt. Is he streaming right now? He's not. I guarantee you, he positions himself and moves around the map in ways that you're like, oh, that's kind of weird. I wasn't expecting him to like go high ground there, or you know, do this or do that, or clear that flank. Like, I guarantee you he does not bot main. I guarantee you. You're cute, thank you. I guarantee you. So, you know, like obviously again you have to drop main here, but like you can go here initially, deny this push, and then drop main and pump pressure. At which point your DPS will have already gotten the work done. What rank is this? Diamond. So, I'm strong. Thank you. Dude, I actually, wait. You guys want to say something funny? I bet I can find something really funny. We're just full of distractions today. Wait, where is it? You guys are gonna see like the epitome of manhood. Check this out. Check this out. He just posted a Cloudy review 20 minutes ago. Check it out. This is me when I was 15, I think. Look at those little noodles, man. I was like 125 or something like that. I was like 125. Not gonna show you a picture of my wife. Screw you guys. This is when I was like 15 years old. Look at that. Massive, man. Yeah, I'll have to check out the Cloudy review. That's well timed. Okay, but yeah, focusing on the review here. I mean, you just nothing you do. Like, this is why you can feel helpless as a Reinhardt. Chat, did you ever notice how many Reinhardts complain about feeling helpless? Now, I understand that against like Echoes and Pharahs. Like your options with pushing out those Ingles are very limited. But even then, do you understand like why Reinhardts feel quote unquote helpless? It's because they're just very one-dimensional in their thinking. Very one-dimensional in their thinking. If you're being shot by a Sigma behind or a Hog flanking, go clear him out. Or at least push him back. You don't have to kill him, just annoy him and then go back to your bane. Just like inconvenience him. That alone is worth a lot. A mild inconvenience, making McCree run away and go get health, is a huge, huge help. Time to get creative. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I just assume you guys win this, so. There's just no way they win. No, 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 no. Dang it! I really want to. You see, I thought it was over, man. I don't even know if that technically counts as a fight win. They kind of lost that fight, not gonna lie. They kind of lost that fight. They got recontest. Screw you guys. Dang it. I won that. They did lose that. Shoot. Okay. So, chat. As a Reinhardt, what do you think I'm going to ask a Reinhardt to do on this point? Can you guys use your brain? Like, right now, we're just pushing up the Zarya. What should our Reinhardt do right now? Clear angles, sure. Now, do you think that as Reinhardt, we can realistically go clear high ground with the position of the cart, the position of the enemy team? Should we just go right at the high ground right now? Maybe, probably not. But if we ever get past, if we get to this like point here, then yes, absolutely. Hello, Bar. So let's see what happens. Because we have to be careful here. Because like, Tracer needs to be dealt with before we press W. So again, awareness, because we can't press W right now, because Mercy's not looking at you, Pharah's not looking at you. They're not doing anything to the enemy team that you want to push. It's a problem, chat. Let me actually look at this again. You know, actually, I don't have too much of a problem. This is just your honest scuffs it up a little bit. Just be careful. HP, please. Okay, so far it's okay. Chill. It's fine. You might be able to get the res. Your Ana's just kamikazing. What did your Ana do? Your Ana looks really depressed. What did your Ana do? I'm really curious. No, I don't know what your Ana's doing. Your Ana just scuffed it. Okay, chat, why? Here's a quick little tidbit. Why do you guys think Reinhardt is better, is really good in this point, or just good in this point? Why do you think? I mean, you can't escape Flux. It either hits you or it doesn't, you know? So, like, yeah, you might as well just stay in it. Exactly, lack of off angles. Exactly, there's like a lack of angles. Like so just this one high ground angle. It's like first one Hollywood. It's just this high ground angle and then you're good. Then you're just the choke basically, or in this little thing here. And you as a Reinhardt can easily. Because what we have done is we've talked a lot about how Reinhardt can clear off angles, but the idea is that like, yes, you have to and you can and you should, but you're not very good at it. Like you can do one off angle and that's basically all you can contribute to. So you like points like King's Row where there are off angles that you can clear, but there's not many of them. That's what you're looking for. So that's why Reinhardt's gonna be good here. You're gonna lose this. Not a whole lot here. Kind of unfortunate that you dropped to a low HP. Your Zarya scuffs, just a bunch of messy stuff. Nothing major there. Okay. Now. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. I knew it was coming. I don't know, man. Chat, where should this Reinhardt be? Where should this Reinhardt go right freaking now? No, 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 no. Not touch the spawn doors. No, no, no. No, no. Push up to a corner, yeah. Or I think you have time to go high ground. I think you have time to run up here and run high ground. I think. I might be wrong, but I think you do. Yeah, you definitely do. And again here, like, this is the funny thing. Like, look at how you guys are. I guarantee you guys win this fight because this McCree dies. So, like, let's run overlay. Go high ground right now. Look at this McCree. This brother's trying to clutch, man. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to clutch. And the only reason that you guys so quote unquote survive this is because your soldier like pops. Like he like nails him. You need to go high ground here, clear high ground, and then you can play here and then drop main. You see what I'm saying? Like establish your team here and then drop main when they try and contest. Now, the exception to that rule is if everybody but you goes main. In other words, let's say like everybody's on high ground, then they don't really need your help. You see what I'm saying? In which case you just play very carefully on main and wait till they confirm high ground and then you go. But right now, your entire team's just sitting here. Like just go, be like, guys, I'm going high ground. Soldier, somebody come with me. Get Zarya here, get Soldier here, whoever. Ana here, whoever. Would you rather the Sigma clear high ground? I mean, you don't have a Sigma, but honestly, it doesn't really matter. But it needs to be your responsibility that it gets done. I think Reinhardt's slightly better at it, though. Like, we have this archetype, because, like, Reinhardt just big shield, big hammer. Can you imagine beating a Reinhardt in here? What are you gonna do? He legit can just press shift here, and what are you gonna do? My nose is flipping itchy, man. All day. Okay, whatever. Game over. Okay, we'll watch a little more. I thought it was scrims. I went way too far ahead. Do you have any questions so far, chat? Because obviously House is in here. But like, this is pretty rough. This is pretty complex. Corona? Your mom was Corona. If the card is so close to completion, why burn time establishing high ground? Because you're not going to be able to cap before the fight starts anyway. So you might as well establish the best positioning you can have for the fight. Like the only time like 3 in cart really matters is if you can guarantee like, hey, we might be able to cap before they can even take a fight. So then you're like, okay, we'll give up positioning in the hopes that we could just cap and just cap the point before they even get here. But if you know that they're going to touch, then don't try to cap faster. Just put pressure on cap and take the best positions that you can. If you can't avoid a fight, make sure it's a fight on as good of a terms as possible. But obviously, if you could have capped Carther without them touching in time, if there was a chance, then yeah, obviously, then yeah, you don't need to worry about clearing high ground. What would you go to hold close to the spawn doors? It generally it's okay on maps like where payload is more of a concern, because with payload, it's not so much about like taking fights on specific positions. It's about taking fights as fast as possible and delaying the cart. Like Havana, you guys see Havana spawn camp strats all the time in Havana because you can get like 3 fights in Havana first. Like 3 decent fights in Havana first. So spawn camps, like even if you'll eventually lose, but you'll waste like a minute and a half if you play it properly. Okay. Well, in case they all swatch the stall heroes and recontest. I mean, yeah, exactly. Like if you know that they're going to swap stall heroes or you know that they're going to be able to touch in time, then you're not worried about like, oh, we're going to push cart. You're not just worried about winning the fight. Win the fight first. Do you take high ground and encourage your team to do? Followers at the focus of denying the enemy that space? Both. Why not both? You know? Both. They're both equally important. Okay. So this is where things get kind of hairy. Now chat, we talked about on attack how we as Reinhardt could like chill main and then go high ground and clear high ground out and then drop main again. Now I want you to look at defense. What can Reinhardt do in defense here? Because most Reinhardts are going to start exactly where we are now. Well, not now, but like here, right? You're a little too far forward up because it's hard for your soldier, Ana, and Zarya to get stuff done. I want you playing a little further back here. But once we hold this corner here, how can we contribute to map control? I want you guys to think. Because we saw it from the enemy Reinhardt on their defense, and I want to see you try and do it occasionally as well, if you need to. Would you go take high ground or call it? Both. Your team may not listen, or your team may not be in voice, but call it and do it. And again, hey, sometimes your team won't follow up. Happens, no big deal. But most of the time, it's better to make the right decision. Because even in the times when they don't follow up, it will still pay off. Chat, where should he go? Yeah, exactly. If you see the enemy DPS going high ground, you can like chill main, and just go upstairs with help and go clear the DPS out. Like, it is literally better to let that Reinhardt just push on main. Because again, what is he going to do? Because you were in the exact same situation and you lost multiple fights to just pushing on main. So you could actually be like, hey, soldier, let's go take high ground, brother. You know, walk high ground, clear out this, and bang, bang, bang. Jack's your uncle. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, how do you lose this team fight? You lose this team fight to Ashe going high ground. Now your pharmacy is saying, nuh-uh, right? She's rocket blocking, right? And now you just need to like chill and play this corner and help your Pharah clear this high ground if she needs it. Now there's something to be said about choking holding the choke and like not letting them out at all. My only concern again is that I don't think it's great for your soldier or your Ana to do this. Like, it's hard for them to get value done. So just be careful here. Be careful. Like right here, this is great. Like you hear Widow over here. By the way, if you are gonna hold close and you hear stupid Widow peeking out here, stop what you're doing here and go get her. Like send her back to the spawn. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't kill her, doesn't matter. You don't need to kill her. Ooh, easy, 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 easy. Nice. Chill. Did you notice how like it was very slow? Wait, where the heck? What the heck? Yeah, did you notice how like you didn't get healing there for a little while? Because I guarantee you Ana was lagging behind. Where was your Ana? Oh, you're... She didn't name herself! Ana, your grandma! But you have a functioning brain, man. What on earth? Alright, I gotta see this again. Did she actually have time to name herself? No, she didn't. Never mind. She didn't. She didn't have time. Unlucky. Alright. Please back up. Please. You're pushing too far. So that, you should have died there. That was just scuffed. You're down your Ana, instantly S-key out. So you're reading the tempo of the fight was really bad there. Like, really, really bad. Like, your Ana's dead. Back. Like, it's okay. Like, I would have literally, like, you have to understand that, like, these Reinhardts get in the mindset of, like, oh, I have to shield my Zarya. That's fine. But who's at more risk here? You or your Zarya? Honest question. Who's it more in danger right now? You or your Zarya? You have way lower HP. You don't know the status of her bubbles, so you're like, you know, okay, whatever. But you're way lower HP and you're a lot fatter too. You're a lot easier to shoot. Please do not do this. It is not worth it. A lot of these Reinhardts get like this martyrdom mindset of like, oh, I'm just gonna take one for the team. No, you don't need to take anyone for the team. If you're Zarya, if it's you or your Zarya, screw your Zarya. Your Zarya will figure out a way to get out on her own. You know what I'm saying? Don't throw your corpse into the pile just to make yourself feel brave. Okay? And you really need to be charging your shield again too. You really do not want to be using shield HP. It's not fully charged. The enemy team is behind the choke, right? You should not be using a shield. Again, like a lot of shield here. It's not holding space or anything. It's not doing anything at all. Again, I just want to comment one more time on like our whole philosophy here is that you're like hard holding choke, which is fine. But obviously if they do like get angles on you or they spam you out and they drop you low in HP and you have to back up to the corner, this clearing high ground becomes important again. So be very careful about... Oh, come on, man. Did you notice how again we almost died because of what? What did we almost lose to, chat? Or what did we lose somebody to? You see this, chat? You see this? This is how you lost your mercy. You walked through, smash, bash, right? And then what did you die? Bang. Bingo. Yeah, exactly. You push through a choke, you get your kills, clear your angles. Do not just W key on main. Clear your angles. Even if it's just shield, clear your angles. Please back up. Again, screw your Zarya. If you're gonna die, then don't let your Zarya kill you. Look both ways. Sure. And like with Reinhardt, you could do like the whole third person like shift thing. Like that would be a good idea to like walk through a choke, double check. Okay, where do I go? And then commit. You know, it's gonna be like what I'm doing. Like okay, here's the problem, chat. Let me just take one quick second before we finish this because I'm about to wrap up this VOD. This has gone on for too long as it is. The risk with the way I'm coaching right now, and we have to recognize it, is that I might slow down your Reinhardt gameplay and make you think about too much. I fully expect this concept to be understood, but also to be like, I go into the next game and I'm spending more time like looking around the map than I actually looking at what my job is. And I think that's okay. I'm gonna bet the farm on it. Because I think it's gonna be a little awkward at first and it's gonna slow you down a little bit. But I think like once you actually grasp it, you will build speed, like you'll get fast at it. And I think you'll get more comfortable in different maps of like what the relevant positioning in maps are and where people might be flanking. I think you'll get more comfortable at recognizing that. So I fully understand that this review might be clunky for you. But I want you to commit. I want you to commit. I want you to really like take it seriously. And I want you to not just commit, but I want you to push yourself. Like when I say walk through a choke and check your angles, I don't want you taking longer than a second to do it. If you walk through here and there's an Ashe like hiding behind a wall here and waiting and waiting and waiting, fine. You know what? Let her have it. I don't want you going around playing Sherlock Holmes on the loose. You know what I'm saying? But have a, like I said, we saw. Remember, like we died the Doomfist here. It would have taken us half a second to find that. It would have taken us. You know, even if we for example, clear high ground here, but maybe you don't necessarily need to clear high ground here. Maybe you could just like if the cart's already there, right? So you don't need to nail it every single time, but at least 20% or 30% or 40% of the time. Because right now we're at 0% of the time. One step back and then 2 steps forward. I mean, that's kind of the idea here. Gotta learn to walk before you can drop 720 drop flank shadows before 360 press shift into the enemy backline. Yes! Exactly. But yeah, the awareness is gonna come at a cost. And you know, this is what we were concerned about. Like, it's just really hard for you guys to punish them for doing this, you know? Like, if you look at where, like, your Pharah is busy doing Tracer, you're, like, this is not good. I assume you die here. It's a big bubble. Like, I want to accentuate this, by the way, chat. What's the mistake here? What's the mistake? What's the mistake? This is really important. This is, again, more micro focus. My nose. Holy cow, right? The edge. What's the mistake? What are you doing? Yes, you should be S-King. Son of a S-Key all the way to here. All the way in here. Literally. Instead, you're going in and swinging 100 HP with 400 shield in front of the enemy DPS. Like, we can kind of see here, this entire fight is why you don't, like, hard hold the choke. Generally, you kind of let them in so you can get better angles on them. It's more important as well because they swapped off of the Widow and they went Tracer as well. You're not stopping a Tracer from getting angles. You can stop a Widow, but you can't stop a Tracer. So, like, the HP awareness here is really, really bad. And, like, even here, like, just bait them in. Walk them in so that your Pharah soldier and Ana nuke them. Your Zarya's fine. She'll play the corner here. She'll still get healing. She'll concave them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to be, like, I die. I'm honorable Reinhardt, you know? He's gonna pin you. Oh, okay. We'll watch maybe one more fight. Nice counterpin? Yeah, it was alright. Please, 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 please. This is really concerning. Look at your Ana. Look at your soldier. Look at your Pharah. Does she want to be here or anything? Look how messy this is. Oh, bless. This is going to hit, isn't it? Yeah. But, like, if we actually look at this fight, because of how aggressively and how goofy this fight is... Oh, wait, what? What happens here? So you die to Ashe, because she's mispositioned. and then you go to pin, but they have shatter and they get countercharged. Okay, so you probably lose this fight. The only way you win is if your soldier kills another 2. And he doesn't kill anybody. In fact, he walks in the middle of the enemy team. Okay, so what's the mistake here, chat? What's the mistake? Why did our Reinhardt die? Look, you get a good idea why right about here. Look at our shield. Look at our HP. 2 aggro. Not just 2 aggro, but 2 aggro where? 2 aggro where? Where did we lose? When did we lose this fight? Not technically, but approximately. Where did we lose this fight? I would argue that we lost this fight right about here. We lost the fight here. This is where we lose the fight. Because there's nothing wrong with going for a fire strike or spamming with right click, but when the enemy team, when you take a fight here, which you have just now initiated a fight, it's bad. Why? Because it's not, I want you to wipe from your brain aggression, too aggressive. No, it's not. If your Ana was here and your soldier was here, this would be totally fine. It'd be aggressive play, but it'd be totally fine. Literally, do you hear me? It would be totally fine. But your team is not set up to fight here. So look at your soldier. Terrible LOS. He can shoot nothing but bubble. Your Ana doesn't have a good angle. Your Ana is already backing off. Your Zarya has a terrible angle. Your Pharah has a terrible angle. You're taking a 6v6 at a massive disadvantage, which is stupid considering you're on defense. That's like the equivalent of like medieval being under siege and being like, hey, you guys sieging us? Yeah. We're sieging you, but can you give us the castle, please? Can we have the castle? Yeah, sure. Let's make it fair. You know what? We have a positional advantage here. We have the high ground. We have the castle. We have the parapets and the moat and the drawbridge. But you know what? You guys can have it. Are you daft? No, you have the choke. Use the choke. This is not where you want to fight. Your team is not positioned there. And so, obviously you don't die here, but your bubbles, I mean, did we use nade as well? No, not yet. Your sleep dart is forced early. There is your nade. Your Pharah has gotten no good spam. You're already taking damage. Your shield is broken before the fight even starts. And meanwhile, you look at their line. And somehow he has more shield than you. He had a worse position, or should have, and he has more shield than you. And it's literally 100% based off around your positioning. So it's just stupid. If you're gonna go poke early, you cannot overextend. Because you end up having to S-key all the way out, and it's an extremely expensive fight. Alright, I'm actually gonna look at one more fight. I wanna look at one more fight and see what we do here. Chat, what we should do? What should we 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 do? Where the heck are you? Where the heck are you? Oh, you're late, dude. Oh, dear. What should we do? I want us to get in the habit right now of going high ground. Clear high ground, shield your soldier, then drop and stop current. Go right now, you could go soldier, come on, let's go. You go all the way over here, and then you drop right here. Do it. I don't want you staying high ground. Somebody has to stop current, but do it. Go high ground, go. Do it, and then drop. Because here's another, what's another benefit of high ground? Actually, okay, my laptop's about to die, so I was gonna pull up my phone. So while I'm pulling up my phone, chat, think about your shield HP. What do you think is gonna cost more shield? Walking down main to stop the cart, or walking across high ground to stop the cart? Ah! I don't like looking at wood. Yeah, exactly. Main. By the time you get here, let's look at your shield. Because you're walking into their spots. Look at this chaos. Look at this chaos. Absolute chaos. And what have you accomplished here? Have you really protected your team all that much? No. No. The enemy team doesn't give a rip. Like, they can't really reach your Zarya. They can't really reach your Ana. Like, they don't have any, like, reliable damage to get on them from here. So, no. Like, again, go main, or go high ground, drop main, and there you go. Bingo bango. I don't know what that means. And there you go. Like, congratulations, you've cast your corpse into the heap. You've given your team 0 time to actually take map control, and you have contributed nothing to the fight. You have done absolutely nothing. This has transcended disappointment. We have not entered into another realm, we have now entered into another realm where failure is the norm. There is nothing and will be nothing but failure. I don't want to watch anymore. I'm done. I'm burned out. Like, no wonder, like Overwatch coaching careers burn out like crazy. Apparently Overwatch content creators burn out as well, because this is what we have to see on a daily basis. So, like, so a big, like, chat, how would you sum this up? Because this is a clunky review, okay? It wasn't fluid and simple and basic. It was all over the place. It was messy, but it was really important. And I need you guys to help me out. Hey, Sam. What's the goal? What did we learn? What does this Reinhardt need to work on? What did we learn? What did we learn? Da, 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 da. Only time you drop from high ground is to do 720 drops. Is that a coffee pasta now? I guess so. Like, we talked about how you lose and win fights off of stuff away from main, right? And what we talked about is, like, what you as Ryan can actually contribute to that. And that's either initially clearing high ground before dropping on main, or if you cannot deal with high ground, knowing when high ground is being abused, playing slow, allowing the high ground to be dealt with, and then picking up your tempo. Don't rush in when your team is busy dealing with high ground. Deny the space it needs to be denied, not press W minus. Exactly. Every single team fight needs to be a crossword puzzle or a Sudoku or whatever that you have to figure out. Hits whip. Exactly. I don't know what that means. But you have to think, like, what can I do with my hero, with my big hammer, with my big shield? What can I do to help this fight be won? Don't just walk down main AFK. If you walk down main, do it at the right time when your team has dealt with or cleared out or survived the angles. And if you can't contribute to the angles, find a way to do it. From what I saw, clear off angles, wait for shield, and wait for backline to be in position. Yeah, exactly. So that's the big one for me. The other thing was like how you're using your resource, like how you're positioned, because you're getting your resource burned early a lot because you're like holding positions where your team isn't set up. In other words, like, I don't want you positioned so far forward if your team is so far back. If you're so far forward, your team is so far forward with you. If you're so far back, your team is so far back with you. You have to be synchronized. Otherwise, you're going to end up missing a lot of shield, and the enemy team won't lose anything. What if your team can't clear high ground while you're waiting for it to push in? Well, remember, we're not clearing high ground. So you remember when I said deal, like I said deal with high ground. So in other words, we talked about how, like, the Junkrat will peek over the top edge and start shooting your team. Your team might not be able to physically go on top of the Junkrat and kill him. But if you shoot the Junkrat when he peeks, he will back up, and then your backline can now push forward. And Temple of Anubis point B, walking through that choke, there's a Winston right behind you, or a Doomfist right behind you on that high ground. Your team can't physically clear him out, doesn't matter. Wait for him to engage, AFK shield bot, let your team deal with it, and then press forward. Or path in a way that like prevents that high ground from actually getting anything done. Yeah, you just have to don't demand healing. Don't demand healing. Block. And the thing is with you AFK shield botting, think about it this way. If there's a Winston on high ground on Temple of Anubis point B, and he drops into your backline as you're walking through choke, what is that Ana going to be looking to do? What is the enemy Ana going to be looking to do? What is the enemy McCree going to be looking to do? What is the enemy Widow going to be looking to do when that Winston drops, or that Doomfist drops on your backline from high ground? What do they look to do? Hint. Yeah, they're going to sleep dart, they're going to nade, they're going to shoot, right? And so that's where your shield matters. During those bursts of value, your shield blocks everything off. Exactly. So if the Winston's on your backline, you can't shield Winston damage, but you can shield the biotic grenade that's coming in with the Winston damage, or the McCree shots, or that aggressive Widow peek. You see what I'm saying? Because if the enemy team is synchronized, they're going to be trying to play aggressive and use their cooldowns with their monkey. And you can't block monkey, but you can block everything else. You see what I'm saying? there's a Junkrat and high ground that you can't clear. You might not be able to block the Junkrat damage, but you'll be able to block the Ana and the Widow and the Kree and the Ashe damage. You see what I'm saying? And you can't do that if you're swinging. Now, you deal with that angle, and then you can go. Now, very worst case scenario. Let's say there's a high ground that you can't clear, your team isn't pressuring it, there's literally nothing you can do. You can go like Lucio and just burst through a choke really fast, or you can just literally just go in really fast and hopefully find some value, but it's not going to feel very good. And ultimately, if there's like literally... Chad, do you hear that? No, I swear I hear something. And ultimately, if there's nothing that you can do, you can always swap. Like if your team can't go high ground, we're not wearing, you can always swap to like a Winston or a Ball. 180 shift back to spawn to swap the 180 shift back to spawn. That's the answer. There's a spider behind you. Thank you, thank you. I swear I heard something. I think it was my earbuds being weird. Okay. Chat, do we have any questions? Would we like to do a hammer time before we finish? Because we have time for a hammer time. Oh no, Beth, it's our stupid cat. What? Litter box. My stupid cat is upstairs on a litter box, scratching the litter box, and I was like, what is that? Oh my gosh. All right, Pascal, let's look at this highlight. Hammer time the Haze video? Nah, I'm not hammer timing. No. There's other videos. All right, we gotta roast your highlight. All right, roast your highlight. Okay. Let's get our epic pen and roast this highlight. Oh boy, this looks good, boys. This looks real good. Mercy. Is this like Gauntlet? Is this Gauntlet? This must be Gauntlet. Alright, unpopular opinion, the best arcade mode is Mystery Deathmatch. Ask Pepper, dude. I flippin' love that game mode. So much fun. Gun game, yeah, it's gun game. All right, here we go. All right, so you're playing Mercy. You know, beta hero requires 0 aim, so I'm sure you'll do well with that. Fits your personality and your skill set. You know, obviously when you're playing Mercy and Deathmatch, you want to like find heroes that are like mid-range. Heroes that can't get too close to you and punish you, but not heroes that are super long, because you have like super like weak, long projectile weapon that does really low damage. So you want to be consistent at landing your shots. So like find mid-range. So like this right here is like worthless damage. It's completely worthless, because what it's doing is it's taking your attention away from like what actually matters, and you're putting it on a hero that you're literally never going to kill. You're like, the odds of you killing this are like 1 out of 1,000, but you losing awareness of like the angles and the flanks and stuff that's closer to you that matters is very high. So you're already failing, you're already disappointing me, and I've literally in 2 seconds in, like, I guarantee you there are movies with 0% Rotten Tomato scores that in the opening credits, you're like, hey, this doesn't look too bad. You are in the minority in the fact that you start bad, you're going to finish bad, and the entire stuff in between is also going to be bad. Like, look at this. Look at this. You had 0 idea that there is a stupid Widow behind you, and you only killed the Sombra because she's some bot at like 5 HP trying to hack a Mercy. Like, the only thing that transcends your incapability of doing anything proper is the fact that the Sombra is just a little bit stupider. Like, there's survival of the fittest, and then there's legitimately you're like a human slug, and everything else doesn't even have a functioning brain. So congratulations, you're better than the brainless. Oh, okay. Wow, you're real clever. You put Jaws music chasing down a target. Wow, I have never heard of that or thought of that in my life. What a unique and clever and funny and entertaining idea. Put Jaws music when you are aggressing. Ha ha, aha, aha, aha. Look at this kid. I guarantee you he turns the corner. Look at that. Any Widow with like not even 2, but 1 brain cell, just 1, would hard scope right here and blow your fat, ugly face off. You literally just turn the corner at head height. You don't even bait the shot. You just walk in. Look at you. Hint, grabbing Mega isn't going to increase your chances that much. Look at this guy. You turn the corner again. Oh my gosh, this Widow is just not even, like, bad isn't even a good enough adjective. She doesn't even grab the mini. Like, if I physically could revulse from this harder than I would now, I'd probably catapult myself through the window behind me. I'm gonna get a cornea from rolling my eyes too hard.
Cornea is your eyeball.
Yes!
You're gonna get another eyeball. Cornea?
A cornea
Oh.
from rolling my eyes too hard.
But isn't your eye called a cornea? Cataract? Cataracts?
Dang it!
You could get a third eye.
That doesn't make any sense. So I'm gonna get a cataract. This is why you always marry down, boys. Always marry down. This gets real awkward. Know your place, woman.
Thank you. I will.
Yeah, you're just an embarrassment to me in every single possible way. And actually, I'm actually not talking to you this time. Yeah, this is just shameful. This is just shameful. Like, I don't, like, what am I supposed to say here? Congratulations, you chased down probably the most brain-dead member of the entire Overwatch community. I have seen console bronze players with more situational awareness and better decision-making. And these are players that are probably 6 years old, waiting for their mom to finish cooking their dinner, and they're probably pushing the buttons in the wrong order. In fact, when we're talking about, like, the X, Y, and 0, they don't even know what those symbols mean, much less what they actually do in the game. And yet, we have found somebody that transcends that level of brain-dead jackassery, and you've managed to chase them down and kill them with a hammer. Congratulations, survival of the fittest is great. It's still there, but unsurprisingly, you're next on the list. I'm guarantee you that there's somebody else that has just as stupid of an escape on you, and you dying just as like cataclysmically embarrassing. Just awful. Sleeping on the couch tonight? If that. Probably head first in the toilet. There's always a bigger fish. I mean, there's always a bigger moron, I think is the general like idea that we're getting here. Congratulations. This doesn't even roast the highlight. Like, highlight implies that, hey, that was good. No, there's nothing good about this. Roast the lowlight. Roast, you just humiliated some random bot. Congratulations. Let's do hammer time. All right, chat. Let's do hammer time. Karq, Iostax, Midget. The only choice you'll ever need. Iostax, are you a loser? Karq, make a big play. All right, so Karq, Iostax, or Midget? Let's do this, boys. /poll. Midget. I can't even spell midget because it'll ban me. Midget, Karq, or Iostax. You guys tell me what you want to see. Amari, wait. She already ate, by the way.
I know I'm yelling at her.
She's yelling at her. Y'all know that you're losers? You want new info? All right. I mean, I listen, it doesn't hurt to be reminded. Hey, guys, you're a loser. Just FYI. All right, vote in chat, boys. Top right of the chat window. Hello. I'm dreaming a white Christmas. Just like the ones I used to know. Where the treetops glisten and oh, it's a close one, boys. Children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. Almost done. 10 seconds. I'm dreaming. Oh, seriously, stop that. Wow. Okay. Karq edges it out. Karq edges it out. All right. Well, we do Karq then. Making a big play. Maximize your tool instead of dry ulting. I really like Karq, but this review seems really bad. He coached the guy really horribly.
Hey, what's going on?
All right. Well, we're going to put this in 1.25 and we're going to rickroll it, boys. This is actually a new vid. All right, let's do this. A new vid, I say. I mean, he's a flex support main, yeah? So I expect this to be at least somewhat decent. What did I get for Winter Holiday? I got a pain in the neck, man.
Guys, my name is Karq. Welcome to the Karchives, the Karq Archives, where I do gameplay reviews, gameplay uploads, variety content, just whatever I want on the second channel, but everything is live, twitch.tv/Karq. Come on over if you want the VOD review, to the stream and hanging out. Today we got some gameplay submitted by Turbo Sun, some Zenyatta. Also, there's a new update to the replay right now. Blizzard actually implemented the work. The second number for, and then for this, for BAP and Zen will be the damage healed.
Wait.
Oh, you'll see on the scoreboard is going to be damage done.
Okay.
The second row will be that hero's specific stat that's important. So I think the second number for Orisa and Sigma will be damage blocked. For Echo and Ashe, it'll be damage received or damage taken. And then for this, for BAP and Zen, will be the damage healed, or the amount of healing they've done. And then the third number will be kills. The last number will be deaths.
Cool.
All right.
Good to know. So now we know.
So some Zenyatta.
For those of you guys who don't know, Hammer Time is basically where people submit educational content, and I tell you whether it stinks of poopy or not. Is it good or bad? And preferably a less, sophomoric terminology, but who knows. I like how my head is on his body. Yeah, well, all right.
Or maybe it is damage done, or wait, yeah. Oh, it's damage taken on the tanks too? Never mind. Maybe it's not shield block. I take it back. It's not damage blocked. It's just damage received.
Good to know.
So now you know who's actually feeding. Yeah, so the second number is damage received, and yeah, now you can tell who's actually feeding based on this. Baptista's healed 1,000 already. All right, but anyways, so far so good. You're just charging. If you're gonna play back here, ooh, and she's healed just in time, just enough to juice up, charge her secondary fires. Okay, so the thing about Zenyatta here is it's very reliant on the tanks. You have to kind of just poke around this corner for a bit. You have one option. You poke here for a bit. You don't want to stand in here too long. Number two is you actually play wide here and go for a pick. Play off this mini and just charge some secondary fires. That usually only works if your team is fighting around here. Third option is if you're with your team, you can actually sneak underneath and play underneath gas station. Fourth option would be to just come with your tanks here and then shoot from down here. But I actually like this spot the least for Zenyatta. The best possible option is once you have the advantage, you actually want to come up here and play behind this little rock. This is like the best case scenario. If you can secure this with somebody on your team watching this, you're good. Playing here alone kind of risky because literally it just takes one enemy to come up and push you off. But it seems like you guys are actually down some players right now, so you're gonna have to back up.
So he established a baseline of good positional choices, but he didn't nitpick his use of Harmony Discord. He didn't nitpick his right click or left click usage, and he didn't nitpick his swinging wide of corners, which were all factors in that fight. So I appreciate him giving the expectations, but an entire team fight came and went, and he didn't say anything about what actually happened or what should have been done. So not a great start. Karku's what, 4.4, 4.5 peak, right? He's mid GM probably.
So play behind the shield for now while you wait for your team. Some cheeky secondary fires. You know what? I dig it. The enemy team is just kind of killing your team on cooldown. You honestly can't do much right now. Okay. You're gonna have to back up. Discord 1, fire. All you're doing is gonna build Transcendence right now. Strafe a little bit here as you go. Okay, you almost have it. Team's kind of getting rolled here.
I actually didn't really like the flank right click, so I almost thought I was in replay viewer, so I almost exited. The reason why I don't like the flank right click here is the reason with the tunnel is not great is because its LOS is extremely limited. When you flank through that, you can only see through one very specific door, so you have to know that there are enemies there for it to become worth it. So this guy goes for a right click flank there without actually knowing if there's anybody even there, whereas he could have just stayed on main and angled off of main, which would have given him opportunity. So he legitimately removed himself from the fight for 10 seconds, and that's why his team lost the fight. So I think that needed to be highlighted. I get going for that flank when there's actual enemies to pressure there, but there was nobody there, and he knew that. He was hoping that they just S-keyed all the way out, but that's not the play, man. That's not the play. Not yet. You need to force them back. Then those angles actually matter. It's like going for a 360 shatter in the enemy spawn, but the enemy team didn't die. They're not even in their spawn. So why are you there? You're setting up an angle where enemies aren't even there. We're doing a VOD review of whatever. Yes.
Okay, maybe the last two numbers are definitely not kills and deaths because it should be updated by now. Okay, they have a window.
I think it's ultimates used. Yeah, because we just saw ultimate used.
Oh, you guys are already down one before the team fight starts every time. I think you're gonna have to coordinate with your BAP team. Okay, they have a window. That's because it should be updated by now.
Where's your Echo? Why is she not orbed?
Because it should be updated by now.
Look at your Echo. Your Echo gets discorded and shot by the enemy Echo, and she has no healing at all. And your Harmony Orb is sitting on your Sigma, who's frontlining, instead of sitting on your Echo, who's actually fighting for off angles. And chat, now that your Echo is dead, it's GG's. It's over. You've lost the angle. You lose the fight.
Guys,
this is a big error from
you guys are already down one before the team fight starts every time.
You're down one because your Zen's a bot.
I think you're gonna have to coordinate with your Baptiste on what to use. Okay, if you pop your Transcendence early like this, you better hope your guy has lamp. Nice, you actually got some kills here. You kill this guy. You can run behind him here. Kill his ass.
further.
You typically don't want to melee unless they're about to die, because then it cuts your APM quite a bit. According to Elohel Workshop.
According to the Elohel Workshop website, the stats are as follows: deeps and tanks, damage done,
Right, damage
taken,
done, damage
ultimates
taken.
used, death
Right.
supports, damage done, healing done.
Wait, I gotta see this here.
According to Elohel.
Damage taken, ultimates used, deaths, but it's clearly not deaths because we've had multiple people die. Wait, no, I'm looking at Team Red. Never mind. I'm wrong. Deaths, damage done, healing done, ultimates used. Yeah, so it's just ultimates used.
Workshop.
According to the Elohel,
Playing here, best case.
What'd I do?
So your team is fighting around here. Pick should push you off.
I went too far back.
support,
Done. Ultimates used in deaths. Okay.
All right, let's roll.
So right here, as this guy is still full health, there's no reason to kick right now at all. Just keep shooting him. Stop kicking. See, every time you kick, you kind of like waste.
It's like
when you
Tracer
kick,
Blink
you're locked in
melee.
the animation, and you can't fire an orb until the kick finishes. So you're kind of like slowing down your DPS. You just kind of do it to finish him off. Red Armadilla. Thank you for the 2 months. Welcome back. Yeet, 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 yeet. Thank you, Noctar, for the info, by the way. Okay, this is good. Trying to jump up here. This is fine.
It's a really good position.
Sometimes I
to
do
be
this too for some
Just go
early-
the stairs. Go the stairs.
Okay, at this point, just. Okay, the last chance is
Absolute
jump here.
Nimrod.
Jump here, right here. This is easier to land.
Dude,
Right here.
no, where are you? No.
Okay, so you're actually in the worst
Sound like
possible
Woody from Toy Story. No, Buzz.
spot, in my opinion, for where Zen could be playing. Option number 1 was to get up on the gas station early and poke up here, pressure them here. Once you notice this pressure's gone, you have a really good angle to shoot them
Yeah,
down
so this
here.
is
They
good.
Probably,
He's
because from
definitely
their
right.
perspective, all they see is half your body. It's kind of called like headboxing or headbox glitching in a lot of games, even though it's not really glitching. Headbox abusing. This is option number 1. Option number 2 was as a payload is coming, just hop on here. You see where your Bap and Ash are playing, how they're doing that. You can play up on this rock. Since these guys are going to take the first clash of enemies here, you're actually pretty safe in this spot to just literally discord and shoot people from here. You have no damage drop off of Zen. This is the next best option.
Hey, kitty.
Here or here. This
No,
one just
not
puts you
right
in
now.
range of everybody else to kill you, in my opinion. I don't like this one.
Yeah, I agree. He's 100% right on the positional stuff there. 100% right. He's still not talking about a Harmony Orb, though. Like, he doesn't have a Harmony Orb up right now at all. Like, not only is it the Harmony Orb usage been used on the wrong people, he doesn't even have it up right now. And he's still standing out in the open. Like, if you're going to be on low ground, at least have the dignity to, like, hug a wall. There's Harmony Orb on flippin' Orisa. And now he, again, Harmony Orb on Echo, who instantly dies because she didn't have Harmony Orb. Are you flippin' kidding me? Please talk about Karku. Please mention it. It is so important.
Because you limit your sightlines to only the enemy, you're more vulnerable to being hit, and you don't have vision of these two guys who might need a Harmony Orb, and you can't Harmony Orb anybody up here. And this Sigma just looks down and shoots you here. If you're up here, you could have shot that Sigma down and make him be like, oh shit, I can't push this far. And then he plays further back.
Kind of
Just have
ish.
better
He
vision
got,
here
he got it,
compared to
kind
here.
of.
Like, best option would be to start here, force them down. If they're pushing, then you can back off and then reposition. Up
Kind
here.
of.
Right?
Kind of.
Oh,
That
that's
was kind of
U-bomb
it.
on the other team? See, and then you just died here. So, it's a big positional error, in my opinion.
Yes.
I think the biggest tip for a lot of Zen players is in between each team fight, think about where you can move. Honestly, this goes for DPSs as well, and supports. Tanks usually stay on the cart and play there. Some off tanks should take off angles. Certain DPSs should be flanking and taking cheeky side crossfire angles as
Sure.
well after winning team fights, but importantly for Zen, since you aren't very self-sufficient and you need help if you get jumped, you want to be in a position where you can maximize your range poke discorded DPS while not taking too much from the enemy. Even if you don't hit anybody, if that position itself forces them out, that's good enough for me.
Sure. Good.
Cheeky, I'm okay with this so far. Just looking for a random 5-orb picks.
Please,
Keep
please,
doing
please,
it, though.
please. Ah!
Charge.
Oh, that hurts right in the giblets. Why are you doing this? Where is your positioning? Why are you Harmony Orbing your Orisa? Oh.
Okay, right now,
Please
back
talk
up.
about it. Please talk about his position. Please talk about Harmony. He doesn't have a Harmony Orb up again.
You should back up here. Because
No, don't back up.
I said
Find a wall.
you clone them. Maybe not. What the fuck
It's
is
not about It's not about backing up. But find a wall.
happening to this guy? Holy fuck.
Uh,
I take it back. Your Sigma has position here, so this is okay, but then you're kind of vulnerable to anybody
yes,
sneaking
because
around
you're
back here.
standing on the open.
What I typically do on Zen here is I'd actually retreat behind this rock
Yes.
until I know it's safe to move
Yes.
up. Then I'd move
But it's
in
not
here,
about retreating.
pop out, and shoot from here.
It's not about retreating.
I think playing here is kind of risky. If for some reason this Echo loses control, all the enemy has to do is walk up here, and you're actually dead instantly, because this is a very
Ah! Yes, he said it.
subpar spot for Zen to be in
Open.
at that stage.
He said it.
But as long as you adapt and recognize it, maybe you saw the Echo there, so you're like, okay, Echo clone Sigma,
Please,
like this is fine for the time being,
please.
but just be wary of that.
Begging you.
Because they were there, but you're Sig cloned, or you're Echo cloned enough. You do have 2 kills now, so get that Discord. Firing. Try not to get hit by stuff, and then boom, they actually did get behind you because you're in the open here. So imagine if you were up here, you might be able to catch the Echo before she flew over your head.
Hug the
You
wall.
get to Discord her and pressure her out, or if you're hiding in
So
here,
he
you
needs
wouldn't
to
be in Echo's
talk
beam
more
range,
about,
although the
like,
payload would have blocked your
it's
line of
not the
sight.
retreat
I think I
path.
prefer going like sequentially as a Zenyatta. Is like, okay, this block here until we have control, then I'll slowly progressively move up. But
Sure.
starting here would have been
But a lot of it's just contextual, but this guy needs to find a flipping wall. There is no reason not to be near a wall. I don't care if you're playing in Brawl, Spam, Dive, find a wall. Walls are your friends.
okay, good orb. Orbing your Echo is probably one of the best things you can do. On a Zen Bap comp, your Echo can't really be reliably healed
Yes.
by your Baptiste. It's hard to hit, so keep that orb on. Good. You might have to pop Transcendence here. Okay. A little late, but right idea.
Son of a gun, dude.
A little cheeky on the post position here, but
I mean, no, not really. It's not at all cheeky because you're
Here.
down your Echo
a little late, but right idea.
and you're down your BAP. So like, what else are you supposed to do? Like, you, the only way you win this fight is if you click heads, and you're not gonna click heads by running back to spawn. So no, this is not cheeky. This is necessary.
A little cheeky on the post position here, but
Oh, brilliant.
a little too cheeky for my liking.
No,
It's pretty alpha.
no.
But
It's fine.
it only works. I would do that if that person you transcended earlier didn't die.
Yes.
I was gonna say, as soon as that ult came out, you might want to pop Transcendence, but they melted so fast. You're already down to 6v5 or 5v6
Cheeky.
immediately, so if
Your
you're gonna
mama's
transcend like
I don't know
that,
what that means.
you go for it. You start kiting now. You lost 2. You look at the kill feed. You lost 2, and you just jump out.
No,
Back up
no,
the
you don't
stairs.
jump out.
Just concede.
The fight's lost.
Ooh, I don't know if we should have bongoed there at all.
You
That's
clutch.
tough.
Like, here's the thing: is when you've lost the fight, clutch, man. You're not getting out of Zen. Are you joking me? There's no way you get out. You go in and you either clutch the fight or you kill enemies with you, so that those enemies aren't shooting you as you're trying to leave your own spawn. And also, you establish alpha. And you don't feed support ult charge. By the way, any kill that you get on a tank or a squishy is support ult charge not given. Right? Because they can't heal up what's dead.
Tough. You guys wasted a lot of ults there.
Dumb as rocks.
All right, wait for the next push.
Spam, 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 spam.
Good.
Spam,
You're playing
spam,
behind the
spam,
Orisa
spam,
shield.
spam. Your Harmony Orb is on your Orisa again.
Try to shoot the
So
Echo
that's
almost.
plus. Wait, there's Harmony Orb and Echo. No, it's Discord. You've got to
Actually, this
you've got to
first-
be kidding me. And he doesn't have Harmony Orb Harmony Orb up again.
Orisa here.
You still don't have Harmony Orb.
Discord. Oh, there's a shield in the way, I guess. God, the red and the blue is confusing me because I forgot your red team and I saw like a blue shield. I thought it was your friendly shield. That might have been the enemy shield.
He doesn't even bring up the lack of Harmony Orb. There was no Harmony Orb, and there's no
Willow's
reason
message?
for him to
Sorry, I
pick
might have
that.
missed it.
Peek that.
happened?
Sorry, I said pick that. Whoops.
Nice shots there. Actually leading the bullets.
This has to be like what
the
masters.
orbs,
This is like
taking a
this looks like low masters, like mid masters.
I'll charge. If you're gonna be on your own here and you already kind of came out in an awkward spot, yeah, your team is just getting.
Hey, look at that.
If you're gonna be on your own here and you already kind of came.
Gee, I wonder who that is. I wonder if they could possibly potentially use Harmony Orb.
Out in an awkward spot.
they're dead. Oh, that's just too bad.
Yeah, your team is just getting. Honestly, you just full commit on the flank here,
Yes.
but it's already tough. You're already down 1 to begin with.
Oh, you really need to build that
I would
trance.
say you full commit there if you had the Transcendence to kind of pull attention coming out here as a side angle, unless you had Transcendence and you can do some really cheeky shit. It's like a solo queue strategy.
I disagree. I think this is totally fine. There's no flankers for you to run into, so you don't need your team support. The only way you're going to break this is by busting open an off angle, and you need to be supporting your Echo and your DPS while doing that. You put a lot more pressure here, and you're a lot safer here than you are up here against their comp. Like, this is just, you're standing in main, you do no damage, and the Widow just blows your head off. This actually is way, way better. Trance or not. I completely disagree.
If it looks like you guys are playing in a scrim, I probably wouldn't do this.
Disagree,
But
disagree,
in
disagree.
solo queue, listen, if I were in your shoes right here and I already came out in this spot, I'm like, fuck
Disagree,
it. Take
it's
matters
just
into
as
my
good
own
in the
hands. We're already
scrim.
down 1 to the final fight. This is where I'd flank and try to like kill someone. This Widow looks juicy. Hey, go for the kill. Instead of coming down
Or
in
if you
here, now you
DPS.
lock yourself in a closed
You guys
room.
watch-
If anything, when the Transcendence came
you
out,
guys
maybe
watch
pop out
my
behind the shield
VOD
or
review
you
on
pop out
this.
and retreat here.
Hey, Carl,
I'm not gonna
I had a
reiterate it.
nightmare about you last night. Can you promise me
I
that?
don't care.
Mind if I do?
So, horrendous Harmony Orb usage, really undisciplined positioning. Those are the big ones. Like, horrendous is probably not an egregious enough, like, adjective. We need something like just desperate, like detrimental, terrible. What does mauling mean?
Okay, throw the orb on the Echo before. things
Mauling
begin.
is what I'm doing right now.
Reorb, reorb.
Please stop charging up a right click when you see something already in front of you. Like if you see a shield to shoot and you're just gonna right click a shield anyway, right click drastically reduces your DPS output. The only reason you right click is because you're using cover or you're going for a pick. You are not going for a pick, you are shooting a shield, and you're not using cover, you're standing out in the open. So there's no reason for you to be right clicking. You right click, hide behind cover, peek, launch. Hide behind cover, peek, launch. Hide behind cover, peek, launch. You're just peeking right now, so you might as well just be spamming left click. And you have no Harmony Orb. Again. Oh my gosh. And it's on your Orisa again. On your Orisa again. I repeat, you are running Harmony Orb on your immobile, fortified, bat-pocketed Orisa again.
Go. Remember, you have to hook up the Echo as hard as you can here.
He's bringing it up there.
Ooh, that is ballsy. Nice. 2 HP and a dream. Just don't forget about your Echo. One of the most important things in the baptism end with an Echo is your orb stays on Echo as long as you possibly can.
Sweet, sweet child.
If you notice your orb's gone, and she like breaks LOS and doesn't have it again, just reorb it. And then jiggle peek LOS to make sure it stays.
Karq, that's...
Right now, you should be over her. She flew up in front of
Mother
you.
and I are proud of you, son.
There, enable your Echo.
Nice Discord.
Oh, it's still not on her.
He's finally recognized it.
Your Echo has to play defensively until it's there. Where's the Echo? Okay, where the hell? Unless the Echo flew in their backline already.
Okay,
Oh, they're
flanking.
in the cave. Okay, you would have broken the orb anyways. And they're fighting alone here.
What is my best Overwatch hero? I'm literally world class in every single hero. And what's my favorite hero to coach? I like Winston. Winston's fun to coach. Tracer's pretty fun to coach, but I've coached so much Tracer recently, so I'm a little burned out on her. But I do enjoy coaching her. Genji's pretty fun as well. Winston, Genji, Tracer. I don't know. It's a good question. He noticed? Yeah.
But just consciously, wherever possible, definitely try
By
to
the way, nitpicking again, but did you notice what has ended here? He's charging a right click again with a shield directly in front of him. Why? Why are you not holding primary fire? This Orisa shield is literally going to break in like half the time that it should. Or if you just hold primary fire. Or it's going to break in twice the time it should, excuse me. If you just keep charging right clicks. So hold primary fire, brother. You're just shooting a shield. You're not like hiding behind cover and looking for picks.
But just consciously,
Please,
wherever
I'm
possible,
begging you.
definitely try to look. Despite, even though you would have lost the orb, I want to see you looking and checking. Look around as
Attaboy,
your awareness is a key
Karq.
factor. You have a good BAP window
Good
here. You get some
boy.
double damage. You're gonna win this fight.
Real
You get
champ.
a little cheeky
Champ
and
right
push
there.
out. And collect any finished kills.
Karq out here alphaing me. He says, no Harmony crap, you just wait till the end of this review. I'm gonna crush
This is
this.
fine. Look for your Echo right now. The orb is on Ashe. Oh, now you see him.
Hey,
Alright.
we know Echo exists. Fine. Yeah, spam primary fire. Right click, right click, right click. And
Watch out for the window.
nice,
Oh, nice.
crispy.
Orbs.
Transit,
You might
transit,
pop
transit,
trance
transit, transit,
unless you can
transit.
coordinate it with your Baptiste for the lamp. You have 3 HP right now.
Please trance that. Like it's much. I prefer trance first, lamp second. If it depends on the situation. Depends on the ultimate, obviously. Like if the enemy team is really hyper aggressive, lamp ain't gonna do it. You're gonna need trance. In this situation, I call for trance first because I'm like they're using a lot here. They're flexing and they're windowing, so I'm like scared that lamp is gonna cut it, and I'm also scared that lamp is gonna break first. So I just prefer trancing first. Like I just like, yo, I'm gonna trance this because I'll build up another trance. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not likely to be able to use 2 lamps in a fight, so it's not really, it doesn't really matter to use a lamp first. I think just trance first and then building more trance is better. And it's
You might
also
pop
less
trance
risky.
unless you-
You
unless
know?
you can
Like it would
coordinate it with-
suck to lose this fight because lamp didn't cut it. You know what I'm saying? Like look at your BAP. Look at you. Look at your Echo. Like what if you die here? You know, trance doesn't like that's like I always favor the more power. Like use trance first, build up more trance, then use lamp if you don't have trance. I think that's like a good way of looking at it.
With your Baptiste for
The
the lamp.
only
Yep.
only difference is if you like you could lamp like window and then trance flux. But if there's something that you might need trance for, just use trance.
3 HP right now. Oh.
Oh bless.
So I'm not sure what the comms were like, but as long as you guys
How about
coordinated one
favorite
person.
ring to coach? I mean, probably high ranks. Like high ranks are a lot more fun to coach, but I like the mixture. Like I say, everybody obviously GM is the favorite ring to coach, but I really enjoy coaching lower ranks too. Like it would get really boring just doing GM Master VODs all day long. Like bronze, I've coached bronze, I've coached silver. It's fun. It's a good mixture.
And lamps one doesn't, then sure.
Oh,
But
your Echo.
so I'm not sure what the comms were like,
Your
but as
Echo
long as you guys
dies
coordinated one person lamp.
without orb again. I'm fixing to set up like an entire graveyard for the Echoes that you have killed.
One
Look
doesn't,
at
then
this.
sure, but hey, you guys live though. So fuck it. Just showing what are we doing? I'm doing a VOD review early in the stream. And then I'm gonna play
Careful, careful, careful. Ah.
Ooh, what a shot by Mandem. That's Toronto slang. Or it's slang. Mandems. Any Toronto peeps?
I was witnessing your Orisa gameplay, left you breathless, you were laughing so hard. Are you you don't want my Orisa gameplay? I'm gonna break your legs, son.
The
In
Mandems
Minecraft.
got him, hey. Alright.
Get out of
Once
here,
you guys
brother.
can concede this, that's fine. Okay, where in the GTA? You've never heard of Mandem, Nana, or what?
I have to be careful. I say breaking
The
legs like
Mandems.
all the time, like as a joke.
Gonna go
when
get
I
some
coach
sushi
teams,
with the
but
Mandems, you know?
I don't know how Twitch is with that kind of stuff.
You said drink water? Yes,
All right.
So you're just gonna poke for a bit? Find your echo again. So your echo's flying in front of you. Okay, that's the biggest takeaway right now.
Yes, Karq, brilliant. The man is right on it. He's absolutely on it. Good catch. I'm honestly proud. This is where you're probably gonna lamp or trance, I assume.
Important is that of that orb on your echo. Good transcendence there because you saw the CC resistant and the rock coming. Good reaction there.
I mean, it's bongo.
Careful frontlining here.
But yeah, sure. Good trance. Saving that trance for Overwatch 3? Yeah, why not 4? Or 5? Or 7? Holy smokes.
I'm just making the Mandem reference.
There's a gas leak in the house, boys. I'm just kidding. Is that the pressure cooker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's fine, I don't mind.
Okay, so you want to poke for transcendence? Good orb firing here.
Thank you for cooking. Alright, so this is really like sketch checks. Like, I do not like this at all. Like, corner. And I don't like this especially because I just expect Widow to flank here. Or Widow to peek here. Like, this is just stupid. Like, if you're gonna take an angle, I'd probably take an angle on like this backside here, where like the Widow sightlines are a little shorter. But you're either playing this corner here, you're playing this corner here, or you're playing the corner underneath. But you do not play here. This is just brain dead. This is just dumb as rocks, man. If he's still sponsored by that manscaping brand, I saw that, man. What the heck? Oh, I saw that on stream.
Nice.
Of course.
Use that double damage. Nice shot. They
Right,
also have
who
double
did you
damage. Alright, nice. Use that double
Alright, so you
damage.
had
Nice
Army over
shot.
here.
They also have double damage though. Did your BAP lamp on the right or no? If your BAP lamped right here during that engagement, you guys could have
Yeah.
fought that really well.
was
I
not
don't know if
good.
they did or not. They said you said the whole red team's watching, right? I'm about to judge ADHD baby girl right now for this lamp. I like the window engagement.
Widow's gonna bust a head Zen head real quick. Yeah. A head Zen, I say. Oh, she dropped.
Alright.
Whoa.
Good. Once you see
Early
that window, you have
shift.
a lamp right now.
Terrible lamp.
So this lamp was easily breakable because it was
Don't shift before you lamp, boys.
it was dropped in front.
Unless you don't think you'll need lamp.
Yeah, that lamp went down so fast. I couldn't even see it. They got nowhere to go unless their Baptiste lamps this corner, but they didn't. Lamp placement's so important on BAP, especially in mirrored window
No.
engagements like
So
this.
here's the deal, Kitten fan. I don't want to just get distracted too much, but the idea is that I'm not team coaching anymore. I'm doing team coaching. If I'm doing team coaching, it's on the stream, but I'm not competitively coaching Overwatch anymore. Yes, I have retired officially from competitive Overwatch coaching. I publicly announced that I would resume streaming again and that I would play it by ear on whether I wanted to go like hard time streaming or just occasionally streaming. And then I got into it. I was really enjoying it, so now I'm hard time streaming, but no more team coaching. I spent way too much time.
Sorry you tried.
I got
ADHD,
good.
okay.
I got to the top. I had my
now you
Overwatch
know.
League opportunity. Didn't pay off due to something that I can't control, and so I'm happy.
If you ever see a Baptiste window and you're in open line of sight,
And now I'm
you can't miss it.
making
Just saying.
like
For the future.
stream is doing well.
We'll get it, though.
I'm
Oh my God, they
having a
added more,
blast. It's a lot less stressful, and I'm
a lot
making
more
more money.
features here.
So why not? And you guys have been great. Like
The
I honestly
Mandems
just
from,
I just enjoy like interacting with you guys a lot. Like stream with a dead chat is no fun. Stream with you guys is a lot.
Oh, I didn't even know it was
No,
British.
like flaming aside for just like 2 seconds before I resume hard flaming you guys. I unironically really enjoy
Yeah,
streaming.
Toronto Slang just takes it from a bunch of other.
Don't say "oh." You're gonna instantly make me regret saying anything nice. You guys are just literally just cash cows to me. Just literally just pump it out. I'm just checks in the mail. That's all. The only reason I'm here. Okay, I'm distracted.
Mandem is from Brit. Oh, I didn't even know it was British slang. Hog. Yeah, Toronto Slang just takes it from a bunch of other different areas. Nice cheeky sightline here.
I don't like this at all. Well, you know they're on Hanzo, so I guess it's okay. But that's like where you'd go for a right click, it's not primary fire, because there's nothing to shoot. So at that point, it's just like hoping that you get a right click. And at that point, you might as well just be charging right clicks. You know, you hope you get a pick, but you're not gonna like kill anybody with pressure. You're not pressuring anything. Again, let's check your harmony orb. Right there, brilliant.
You gotta yeet the lamp out of line of sight here. As you're shooting here, keep strafing though. You're doing it now, but you're standing still for a bit. Good
Sure.
orb here. Orb your secondary healer. Orb your Baptiste, and definitely orb your
No, only orb. Well, let's see what it says.
orb your Echo here. Damn, you're farming
Yeah,
them here.
you orb your secondary healer if they need healing. Otherwise, you do not orb them, because they do not
have
play
a
aggressive.
Good lamp there, and they're actually winning this.
Yeah, your lamp is just trash.
Honestly, you did all you could here. You're shooting them for free. They just had a sig ult,
Yeah.
which kind
I
of
mean,
ripped them apart. Once you get your transcendence,
He says you've done everything you could
Orb
have
your
there, but yet your DPS were completely unsupported.
secondary healer, orb your
Look at
Baptiste,
your
and
echo.
definitely
Look at your echo right now. Look at how deep your echo is. Like, obviously, you're going to shift your Harmony Orb to your BAP afterwards, but look at your Echo.
Orb your,
Once again, she's all the way in and critical.
Orb your Echo here.
By the time you orb her, she's already dead.
Damn, you're farming them here.
Or she's already, not already dead, excuse me. She's already backed off. So she survives, but she has to run away when she should stay in if she had Harmony Orb properly. So yeah, probably not a winnable fight. Your right click, left click positioning thing was, I guess, a little better, but like still, screw you. Like, shame on you.
Honestly, you did all you could here.
Made
You're
the
shooting
same
them for free.
mistake over again.
They just
you
had
should
a
back out. You probably could get out. It's too late now. But...
Oh no, that's tough. That's the value of the lamp. I think their Baptiste had a good lamp in there while Sigma was eating.
Stop saying aw.
Forever. No, stop.
What
You
a
built the
chat
transcendent.
sim?
That was good damage. They weren't able to shoot you from there, so it's good.
What if the sims are in chat? Then what? Questionable.
So you went down to the touch, and then you ended off in an awkward
Really
spot.
Questionable. Chat, where's the best positioning here?
Able to shoot
In
you from
this
there, so it's good.
circumstance, where would you play as Zen? Let's get a good POV here.
They weren't able to shoot you from there, so it's
Because
good.
this is one of the big errors of Overwatch, okay? Is that when people recontest here, everybody always walks out of the choke and just stays in choke, or they all clump up in this back like corner here. This is no good, because then, you know, high ground and high ground and high ground and high ground and high ground, and they all die, right? So as Zen, I don't mind you not ending your trance here, but where could you go instead? We know we're Sims. Who knew you were one too? Shut up. You go left on the catwalk. You could. That's a little too open for me, even with one of these rocks here. What I would actually do, yeah, I would actually go here, or I would even go like back here, like way back here, and like dare them to come after me. It's a pretty risky play, but it's like high risk, high reward, and it's actually safer than where you go. You can't go here. I would like take an angle, like a deep angle with cover. And if we're recontesting without trance, please, if you're an Echo player, an Ashe player, or even a Zen player, retake doing this stuff. Don't retake just from here. Like an Ashe here would be doing 10 times more than where she's doing now, and she would be safer. Use trance to run the new position. Yeah, heal your team right now, and then I want him going to a new position, but I don't want it here. This is dangerous because it's too close, and it's not even that great of an angle. Like it's better than nothing, but like this would be so much better. The obvious exception is like if they're running Tracer or Genji or Winston or Ball or something that could like chase you down if you're too far split. But in this circumstance here, like who's gonna chase you? I think this is a mistake. This is definitely a mistake.
So you went down to the touch and then you ended off in an awkward spot. This is good though. They stopped. You got him. You got him. Kill him. All right.
Nice. But you got some more done there.
Ooh, they forgot
than
about
maybe
you.
if you were on main.
Well, you win this. Holy shit. Good win. Okay, let's unpack this final fight, though. This is the last part of the VOD
All right,
here.
so let's see what it has to say. We're
Okay, so
almost done.
somebody needs to touch. They cloned. Somebody needs to touch. Your Echo flew out and was able to start the fight. One more important thing before you transcend, though. Like, toss your orb out on somebody. Did you have your Harmony on somebody?
Good point, Hercule. Did he have Harmony up? No, he didn't.
No, so you just dry transcended. Honestly, even if you threw it on BAP and went out, it takes 3 seconds for it to break. Even while you're here, as long as he has line of sight on you, that orb stays and it makes
Is it worth
big
it to trance just to contest?
Do
if you need to, yeah. You would like to like fortify and then like lamp and then trance, to, like stagger your cooldown, so not use them all at once. So like the longer duration of invulnerability. But I understand why you tranced here. It's not a big deal. Sometimes it's hard in rank to really know if, like what the deal is. So it's okay, yeah.
Your best to get an.
But you don't want to stay on cart. Like you need to get off. You trance and then you take the last couple seconds to trance to get off of the main core. Like take an angle and be safe.
To get an orb on somebody. Ideally Discord and Harmony, but as long as one orb is on somebody, you're locked in that transcendence for what, 8 to 10 seconds. It goes a long way, especially because.
And if you can get Discord up, that's even better than Harmony.
Next time, Diggs and Yada tip. Very aggressive post transcendence, but what you did is you actually drew the attention of 3 of them. They got distracted. This Hanzo forgot about you, didn't check for you, so you're able to flank. I would have just focused on killing them, but you get the orb on somebody as you go. That's perfect. And good cleanup. So a couple basic Zen stuff. Obviously, orb before the transcendence. Think about your positioning post fights, mid fight as well. Other than that, you're charging secondary fires when you're breaking line of sight, so that's good. Pretty good accuracy on the Zen too. And don't forget to orb your Echo. The biggest priority for Zens on who to orb. Tanks are the lowest priority unless they absolutely need it. That's what your Baptiste is for, especially in the BAP Zen. Definitely your Echo and then your BAP. Keep those 2 alive and you're golden. Hanzo as well as a 3rd priority. But definitely your secondary support, your other support, sorry, your Echo, Hanzo priority. I saw you tossing it on your Orisa when it wasn't as necessary. Your Baptiste was beside you. It'd be better suited for somebody else, and then you can enable them. It's a permanent free pocket. And then something I do on Zen that's a bit subconscious that I don't really explain as I play them, but I do naturally is I'll actually tend to like walk in line of sight so I don't break the orb as often as I can. I do it without thinking now, but to explain is like if I know If I know I orbed an echo here, I won't hug this wall for longer than 2 seconds. I'll pop out here as long as it's in my in my range. As long as I can see the orb, even though it's not on my screen, the orb stays. So like I'll charge my secondary fire and I'll pop out here. I'll swing wide further back just to ensure that wherever my echo is, we don't lose it. Especially if they don't commit over the cave. They're just chilling up here. Makes a big difference in Zed stuff. Okay. But in any case, that was a good review. Thank you for submitting. Chat, we're gonna guess what rank Turbo Sun is.
What rank, chat? I'm guessing Masters. I'm guessing like 3600.
And then we'll play some games. It's time for the SRB. We'll have chat guess a little bit. We'll throw in some... Yeah, I mean, if you're in this game, you probably don't want to guess.
3500 maybe.
You're my favorite streamer YouTuber. Oh, thank you. How'd you find the idea of a soul? 4800. Hey, what's up, Bench? How you doing? All right, reveal it to him. What rank are you?
What rank? What rank? What rank? What rank?
You were 3700 on a main. This scrim is around 34, 35. I would have said
Dude, I'm flippin' genius.
You were 3700 on a main. This scrim is around 34, 35. I would have said mid diamond actually. That was
3500.
It was good.
Get wrecked. Peasant beta Karq off by 250 SR. Spilo is dead on. All right. I'll give it a high tolerable.
Not bad.
High tolerable. And my reasoning is like he gave good advice. There was no bad advice he gave outside of, but he just wasn't very good at articulating it. He was slow to pick up on it, and he wasn't able to communicate it as succinctly. Now I'm really the last person to nitpick like being succinct and straight to the point. But I like we were able to pick up on the arrows a lot faster than Karq was, and I think we were able to like explain them better because he was talking a lot about like harmony your echo, harmony your BAP, but like he didn't really talk about like, because just harmonying BAP isn't like what you want to do. Like you want to harmony BAP only when he needs it because your DPS will get more value out of it. And I'm also not happy they didn't bring up like the cover. This guy was playing out in the open so much. I didn't cheat. I legit didn't cheat. You must physically flinch from the punch twice. Oh, jeez. Okay, I'm sorry. I did not mean to startle you with my hard punching the wall skills. But yeah, that was good. The description was, I really like Karq, but this review seems really bad. He coached the guy really horribly. I disagree. I think the review is actually pretty solid. I don't think it was great. Like he's clearly not a professional coach, but I thought it was fine. Like I enjoyed it. Like it was mostly, I don't think he said anything wrong. I think he was pretty good at communicating most of the stuff, but it could have been better. But it was a high tolerable. I thought it was fine. It was better than I thought it was going to be with the description. I was getting like sketch. I was like, dude, what is this guy going to do? Is he gonna like crap all over it or what? You know? So, all right, I'm back. How bad was the gameplay? Oh, there was a lot to talk about, bro. A lot to talk about, House. A lot. The good news, House, is you gave me an opportunity to learn a lot about Reinhardt and chat as well. So I don't know if you watched the Lucia review with Padawi last week. It was like that, but with Reinhardt. So it's a lot longer than 40 minutes. But I think we have some very specific stuff to go over. Have I watched any temporal reviews? Yeah, I've watched a couple. Temporal's an old buddy of mine. We used to coach together back in the day a lot. So I'm being tongue in cheek. Yes, I've watched lots of Temporal. Temporal is a good friend of mine. He was my not my coach, but kind of my coach, if that makes sense. Like he taught me a lot of the game when I first got into it. You're welcome, House. Yo! Thank you, House. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Sonic FTA or FFTA. Congratulations. All right, chat. We're gonna toss a host to the world's worst streamer. If you want to know who the world's worst streamer is, you're about to get it. It's Locky, Deku. He's awful. He's the world's worst streamer, and that's all the context I'm going to give you. Isn't that you? Just shut your fat mouth. I'll see you guys day after tomorrow.
First, he couldn't really